Okay, well, I should start by saying I apologize for the rather abrupt end to yesterday's stream. It wasn't planned that way, but life's a funny thing, dude. You try to branch out a bit, you try to expand your streaming horizons a bit, and the universe decides to, in a grand gesture of just clusterfuckery, tell you no. Didn't get robbed, that is true. But yeah, obviously it's safe to say that yesterday's IRL stream did not go according to plan, which is a bummer, but that's the way she goes, I guess. That's life sometimes. Hey, what's up, Fuji Cakes? Coming in hot with the Prime sub now for 26 months. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. The sub will go directly to the Hot Pockets and Doritos Fund. Sounds like you missed something yesterday? Not really. But, I mean, the good news is you're going to be able to experience, I guess, a good chunk of it today instead. NA Internet. That's the thing, man. Like, hey, what's up, Versantorix? Also coming in hot with the tier 1 sub. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. The sub will go directly to the Hot Pockets and Doritos Fund as well. Wow. Hair getting long? A little bit. It's been longer, but still looks not completely homeless. Whoa, not completely homeless yet. We'll get there, though. We'll get there. The E-Boy look? What the fuck is that? Well, let's just leave it at the full screen here. Oh my, Lido coming in with the 5 gifted tier 1 subs. It's really just that easy, boys. You have no content, you get the subs. It's just that easy. Thank you, Lido. All 5 will go directly to the Hot Pockets, Notable, and Doritos Fund. Thank you. I can leave the bridge now. Hooray! Indeed I can. Purdue Sag. I wouldn't call it Sag, dude. Like, obviously, it'd have been cool if we had won the game, but we were heavy underdogs, and the fact that we were even at that game in the first place, and the fact that we at least made it a somewhat competitive game for most of the game, was good enough for me, dude. It was just a cool experience to even see them in that setting in the first place, so I can't really complain about it. So, that's fine. Still get to go to a good bowl, still going to the Citrus Bowl, so that's cool. That's cool. Was it a sold-out game? It was, yeah. I think that's the, I don't know, it's not the largest crowd I've ever been to, I guess, for a sporting event, but it was close. It was close. It was cool. It was cool. I think the entire experience, while the streaming part was scuffed, the entire experience still overall was quite cool. Glad you dumped your quarterback at Clemson so you could actually win. Yeah, DJ Ukulele. Him. Yeah. Yeah, so, I mean, for those that didn't watch the stream yesterday, basically we tried to do an IRL stream in Indianapolis, and when I did the IRL streaming in Chicago, it actually worked out really well for the most part. The connection the entire time was almost flawless, and the stream went quite well, and overall it was just a smooth experience, so I figured, like, oh, well, Indianapolis will probably be just as good, right? It's another, like, major city that in theory should have, like, the same decent cell phone, or I guess just like overall data coverage as Chicago, but as we found out yesterday, that was not the case, and even if it had been the case, it's also a case of just my phone not being up to snuff. I've held on to my iPhone SE as long as I possibly could because it's a form factor that I really like, and it's a phone that still has a headphone jack, so because of that, it's something that still is very, very nice for me, but it's to the point where the battery on the phone has been so degraded that if I even try to run something like, let's say, Google Maps or, for example, you know, Streamlabs on it, if I unplug it at any point from a portable charger, it just immediately dies. The battery just cannot provide enough power anymore to even run Google Maps or like the Streamlabs app, so that doesn't really work. It's not really feasible to own a cell phone where you have to keep it charged and plugged into a portable charger, like literally at all times, otherwise the phone doesn't really function. So that was the case yesterday, and well, it seems I have no choice but to upgrade my phone at this point. I don't think that's really something I can really rely on ever again, but it's kind of a bummer, man. Like, I want to do more IRL streaming. I really do enjoy doing it, and it's something that I think is fun to insert some variety into stuff and kind of see the streamer out in the real world. But man, to quote Iron Man 2, it just kind of feels like I'm limited by the technology of my time. It still just doesn't seem like we live in an era yet where you can have consistent data coverage, even in like a major city, no matter where you walk. Like, yeah, for the most part, it's fine, but like, the problem is, even if like 5% of areas are poor coverage, then the stream shits the bed and the VOD gets broken up, and you can't realistically stream and have the stream drop every 10 minutes. It just doesn't work, right? So, you know, I've been talking about how I wanted to branch out into more IRL related content, and a lot of that would be content related to just doing what I was trying to do yesterday, which is just walking around and seeing sights and enjoying the cityscape or enjoy the nature or whatever. But I don't know. Yesterday, I suppose, was maybe a bit of a sobering reality that, at least in modern current year, it's just not possible yet. I mean, like, maybe if you get like one of those IRL backpacks, I guess, but like, that's not really feasible for me right now. So like, you can stream from your phone, but it seems like you have to basically just like stay in one spot where you know the connection's not terrible, because otherwise, if you try to move around, like, you can't see where the good connection is, right? You can't use your eyeballs to be like, oh, don't walk there, the connection is bad, right? Like, you would never be able to tell like what spots are bad. You know, like yesterday I was like in the middle of the city and I just walked to one random part of like the middle of downtown. All of a sudden that particular area from like maybe like 100 square feet was just like literally just zero data connection the entire time. It was just like, oh, okay. How could you know that? You can't really. So that sucks. Like, I've wanted to branch out into more of doing that, but yesterday was kind of like a reality check of like, maybe that's just not possible yet. There's a YouTuber who just walks around New York for hours. I should check what gear he's using, named Action Kid. Is he live streaming? Because, I mean, obviously you can film the entire time. Like, that doesn't... You don't need any internet connection for that. Live streaming's different. He is. That's cool, but like I said, it worked fine in Chicago, so maybe for some cities it's fine. But I can tell you in Indianapolis it was not, so it just feels like it's probably like hit or miss depending on where you are. And like, you know, like I said, like I know the IRL backpack, for example, is technology that like combines multiple signals together and allows you to have some redundancy by doing something like that. But like, I can't pay $10,000+ for an IRL backpack. I can't exactly justify that right now. So it seems if you're limited to just a phone and like a regular cell plan, like it's just not possible yet with technology that exists. Which, well, with the technology that I have access to. So. Man, that's annoying, dude. That's annoying. Because that was honestly like one of my plans for doing something a bit more frequently, but I'm not sure how feasible that is. I've got other plans as well, but that was admittedly one of the potential biggies. You'll still get a much better signal by using a 4G modem/router instead of just your phone. Yeah, I don't know how true that is. I mean, the problem is, like, even then, is it good enough to basically be able to do a stream reliably for 2 or 3 hours without the connection dropping maybe more than a couple of times? Because that's what it would need to be. That's the sort of reliability you have to get to. And like, even if you could, like, you know, the problem is that you're still sort of just limited to cities at that point, right? You can't really go anywhere even somewhat remote. That's the other problem, right? Like, the locations in which you can do that are pretty limited. Oh well. Anyways. All that aside, that's a bummer. But what I did do, I said this on Discord yesterday, like, basically what happened when we got to the abrupt end of the stream was I was at the main circle of the city, right? Like the war memorial, whatever it's called. And there was like a photo op spot. I was like, oh, cool. Let's take a, let's streamers stand there on the photo op spot and be adorable. But to do that, I wanted to put my phone like on its little tripod thing on the ground. And to do so, I had to disconnect the portable charger it was plugged into. And like I said, the literal moment in which I unplugged it, my battery just completely died, and just the phone completely died. And it took like another 20 minutes just for the phone to charge up again to the point where it could start. So, that sucked, and that's kind of why the stream just abruptly ended, and I said nothing on Discord or any other place because I literally just couldn't. My phone was just completely dead. So, what I decided to do, and I had this backup plan. I didn't realize it was going to be that bad with the phone. dying like that. But I thought, like, if the connection ended up being too bad, I could just go with the backup plan with of basically just filming myself walking through the city, and then I could just kind of do the I could stream the commentary of me walking through the city later on. So that's what we're gonna do for the next, like, probably half an hour or so. We're gonna get to the main portion of the stream is gonna be a cooking stream tonight, so we'll get to that soon, TM. But before that point, I wanted to at least finish off the IRL stream from yesterday because I felt bad. You know, I'd somewhat hyped it up all week long, and I intentionally did that because I was kind of looking forward to trying out a type of content that I'd ideally like to do more in the near future. But I wanted to at least finish it, even if it meant finishing it today. So let's go ahead and finish it, shall we? So I didn't like film the entire time of me walking around. I kind of like took 10-minute chunks or something like that. And so we got a few 10-minute chunks that we can watch here. And you can just kind of see, like, we'll hit up the highlights of where I was going to go. Yeah, by the way, shout outs to my carrier, T-Mobile, by the way. Thanks for the awesome connection yesterday. That was very helpful of them. I didn't actually intentionally start this video at this point, but here we are. Alright, we'll bust out the adult beverage as well for this one as well, alright? Enjoy a little knob. That is the one nice thing about doing it here instead of doing it live in Indy. Don't think you can walk around with a glass of whiskey in your hand while you're doing something like this in Indy. When's the VOD review for my indecisive first KT kill? Do I have that one highlighted? I think I do, right? Cheers, boys. And grills. Alright. Kill the music for now. Alrighty. We'll see if this ends up being too loud or quiet, whatever, dude. So this is similar, like... Oh, hi. Okay, yeah. This is me being not super happy with the quality of the stream.
We'll make do. The continuation, I assume it's probably Sunday or Tuesday.
It is, Sunday.
One of the two. Let's finish
Nice
off what we started
nostrils.
on Saturday, shall we?
Quiet? Okay, and turn it on. So anyways, this is kind of the part of town where stream cut out, and like I know I filmed some of this portion, but the stream just like was super laggy at this point, and like I'm sure cut out plenty of time, so I just wanted to film this part in full so people could get the full view. So here we are. Here was the center of city with the war memorial and all. And I apologize in advance. The cam, like going back to watch some of this footage is very shaky, and I'm not trying to give anybody like nausea or anything, but the problem is that it was relatively cold out there. It was what, probably mid-30s when I took this footage right here, and so I was constantly rotating between which hand I was holding the camera with. Because like the other hand I was putting it inside my jacket pocket so they wouldn't freeze, and so because of that I was constantly switching hands and like caused kind of like some shaky cam. So I apologize for that in advance, but I didn't want my hands to fall off. This is not WoW, that's correct. Pause it a lot so it feels like the IRL stream. No, like I've considered maybe just doing something like this where I just, you know, I do IRL streams, quote quote, where I consistently just go around and film myself walking around, and just do something like this later where I just commentate along with it. But I don't know if that's the same, you know, it's not quite the same as the kind of like live interactivity. Oh, well, let's do this and see if it's nice. I don't know. But yeah, here's like the center of city right here that I was walking around. This was the, I don't know what the official name part of the city is, but this is like the Civil War memorial structure, whatever you want to call it, that we went to. This New York City? No, this was Indianapolis. I was here yesterday for the Big Ten football championship game. Oh. And I'd never walked around the city before, despite the fact that I'd lived in Indiana now for a good 7 years. So I finally had an excuse to just walk around downtown. And the intention was to live stream it, but we're going to call this close enough, I guess. Did I have a good time at the game? Yeah, it was fun. Purdue didn't win, but it was still a really fun experience and a cool experience because I'd never been to anything. I'd never been to like a championship game before. Why are my cities always so dirty? How is this dirty? This looks fine, honestly. I mean, is it like absolutely pristine? No, but there's a hell of a lot of like worse cities than this, I can tell you that. Here's where there's... I tried to take the little selfie spot. Stream shit the bed. Rip. This is clean? Yeah, exactly. Like, might not be like the cleanliness levels like maybe of like Japanese cities, but like, come on, compared to like a European city? I've been to Europe, I've been to European cities. It's about the same. Yeah, there's some cities, of course, maybe not so clean. You know, cough, cough, San Francisco. Cough, cough, LA, but... Indy was fine. Yeah. Perfectly pleasant. Man, I really wanted to be able to stream long enough to the point where like the sun went down and transitioned to like the nighttime so you could see like the city lights and stuff, but alas, no dice. So yeah, I just walked around like the entire circle here. That's pretty cool. I will admit, as just a person walking around on his own without any plans or friends or anything like to do stuff with, there wasn't much to do besides just walk around and look at stuff, but that being said, oh, look at streamer giving you the cinematic view. That was the full monument right there. And obviously for Christmas time they got it like in the shape of a Christmas tree, which I thought it was cool. This is the city's kind of cop out to having like a city Christmas tree. They're just like, put up lights in the shape of a Christmas tree. We'll call that good enough. Look at the size of that shaft. Hell yeah, dude. It was very girthy as well. Oh, shit. I completely forgot. There's a part that might be Monka TOS coming up. It's probably fine. But there's going to be a bit of part I guess we'll get to that I forgot about. Strip club? No. Let's just say we walked by a person who looked like he was maybe a little bit not completely right in the head, which you tend to find every now and then in big cities. Let's see if you can hear it. Gotta get into fights with opposing fans? Just a few. I only beat the shit out of a couple of people. I think the dude was right.
How you doing? WFL. White guys like you with the camera wall like
I don't know how much of that you could actually hear, but I distinctly remember this doing like saying like, "Hey, you with the camera. Hey, what are you doing? Hey, look over here. Hey." Fucking white boys walking around with a camera. That's what he said. Let's just say he was not of the, he was of the African American persuasion. And I was like, excuse me? I'm not even like full white, sir. How dare you? That was my immediate reaction right here. So, yeah. Had that been like in like pure darkness at night with no one else around, that'd have been actually a pretty scary encounter, but thankfully there was plenty of people around, so it's all Gucci. I know he didn't call me half Asian, very offensive, I agree. So that was the circle. I know I showed you guys at least some of that yesterday, but that was the full thing. I was hoping maybe there would be like some more Christmas decorations up around town. There were some, but there were, I don't know. I feel like there could have been like some more Christmassy lights and decorations everywhere, but what can you do? Old that growing a homeless guy, it happens. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like the big city experience. You tend to walk past some people that are a little, let's say, unstable. Might have something to do with the fact that I guess why they're on the street in the first place, and you kind of just have to walk past them and ignore them and just hope that they don't kill you. Streamer jaywalking? No. It was kind of weird, like that circle right there. Like it has like drivable roads that people drive through, but there was no like distinct like crosswalk. It was kind of weird. Outside's a scary place, a very scary place. And they don't have any sort of heating or air conditioning outside. It's really annoying. Because like while right here it was still fine for the most part, once the sun went down, it did get rather cold. Once I walked back from the football game, back to the parking garage that I'd parked in, it was like in the mid to low 20s. So at that point I was like, okay, this is kind of cold. Graphics are good. Yeah. I might have an old-ass iPhone SE, but honestly the camera quality is still decent, right? Still decent. Can't pop cooldowns outside because people look at you funny. Yeah, weirdly enough, if you scream reckless as poggers at the top of your lung and at the top of your lungs in the middle of a city, people look at you funny. It's very annoying. What's with all the scooters? It's a thing that like I've seen pop up in a lot of American cities. I don't know how prevalent it is in other cities and parts of the world, but basically it's like they're basically scooters, and you see bikes with the same sort of thing. There's basically scooters that you can just rent. Like you have an app on your phone that you download, and like you choose to rent like one of these scooters like that are owned by the app that are just sitting there on the street. And so like once you unlock it and rent the scooter, it unlocks itself and allows you to actually like use it for a set period of time. And then after you're done with it, you just kind of leave it for the next person to pick it up and use it later. I've never used them, but I don't know, it seems like kind of an interesting idea. But the downside seems to be it's just like you got all these scooters just sitting here lying around like in the middle of the sidewalk. So like I feel like it'd be better if there was like designated drop-off points for them and not just like, I don't know, just leave it on the middle of the sidewalk wherever the fuck you want. I don't love the fact that they're just left there at like randomly. That part kind of sucks, but like, the concept of like having, you know, easily accessible, somewhat quote-unquote green transportation that's easy to use like that is cool. Most of the ones around there get trashed. Use one in San Francisco is neat. Yeah, I am kind of surprised that they don't get vandalized more in some sort of way. So now in this direction, we were walking towards the more of like the restaurant-y bar area of the city. And then we were heading like downtown, or not down south, like more towards like where the football-related stuff was. And it was definitely that's a funny thing, like Indianapolis is only about an hour south of where Purdue is, like where I'm at, compared to Michigan, like the University of Michigan, which is probably 5-ish hours north of the city. Oh yeah, it's the end of the first clip. So you would think there would have been more Purdue fans there, but in reality, like I was probably like 80-20 Michigan people to Purdue people. You can kind of just see by people walking around. Anyone wearing blue and yellow are Michigan fans, and they were all over the place. Looks like GTA 4 with RTX on. GTA 4, maybe GTA 5. Booty. Okay, next part. This would be the part where we, this is just picking off right across the street, like where we ended that last clip. That was the point right there where I stopped and realized, like, oh, my cell phone data connection's actually back, because it dropped and for like a long ass time, even after my phone booted back up, and it finally came back up. So this is the point where I was like, okay, better type what happened on Discord. So I stopped the video for that, and then I continued after I typed it out on Discord as to what was going on. So this part of the city right here, I definitely thought would have been a fun place to go if you were like with people. Admittedly, if you're just a single person, just walking around on your own, it's kind of hard to justify walking into any of these places. Like you can, of course, but walking into like one of those like sort of sports bars or just any sort of, I don't know, good food, good music, good drink sort of areas is not very. That guy was vibing. Oh shit. Walking into like one of these places on your own is hard to justify, which is too bad because a lot of the places actually look pretty fun.
Are you sure about that? You got a phone? All right, pull out your calendar real quick. We're gonna read this. about the Sabbath?
That dude. Okay, let me wind that back
Are you
for a
sure
second.
about that? Before the Sabbath day? Are you sure about that?
Hold on.
I,
Hold on. Oh. It's vibe. And then right after that, these dudes here on the right side.
Today is the day before the Sabbath day? Are you sure about that? You got a phone? All right, pull out your calendar real quick. We're gonna read this about the Sabbath.
It was literally like, oh, so, you know, some of those like religious dudes that are, you know, trying to like do like the public preaching sort of thing. And there's a lady sitting there talking to them, and he was like, "Is it the day before the Sabbath, or is it the day of the Sabbath?" And she was disagreeing with him, like, "What day was it? Like, what is it? The day before the Sabbath, or is it the day of the Sabbath?" So he's like, "Okay, pull out your calendar. We're gonna take a look. Well, let's see what what the day of the Sabbath is." Like, just like, pull out your iPhone. Maybe your iPhone will tell me the proper day of the Sabbath. It's like. They must be pretty bored just standing out there like doing their whole religious thing. I don't know, man. Like they can do whatever the fuck they want. I don't care. But it's just like I feel like once you're getting into that sort of level of semantics, like doesn't it kind of defeat the purpose of what you're trying to accomplish? That was my thoughts in the moment. I never understand the point of like the sidewalk preachers that are basically just saying like, yeah, like repent sinner, like you're all going to hell unless you repent right now. It's like, what are they trying to accomplish? Did they think they were going to appeal to a person to try to like, oh shit, I've been a bad boy, I should probably repent and clean up my act because this guy on the sidewalk preaching aggressively told me to? That was very... I've never understood like what they're trying to accomplish or what they think they're going to accomplish. More about getting the idea in your head. They're so aggressive and like almost like mean about it. They're basically saying like you're a terrible person and you need to like stop being unless you could, if you continue being a terrible person like you are, then you're going straight to hell and God will cause you to burn. It's just like if somebody tells me that, I'm just like, I'm gonna leave now. It's not really the type of interaction I want to have with someone. It's not really the type of person I want to interact with for like a prolonged interaction. Is the preacher thing pretty much only a thing in the U.S.? I don't know. I'm sure there's other areas of the world that probably do something similar. Appeals to people who have had a rough go in life. They had a lot of... Well, I'm not asking like how religion itself appeals to people. I'm asking more like that brand of preaching, I guess. Alright, so this was getting to the area that was like the Big Ten fan fest area. It was the area like trying to appeal to all the football fans that were there in the city. Scooters drive you insane. Yeah, you can see they're all over the place. And once again, like I said, it'd be fine if there was like designated pickup / drop-off areas. But yeah, the fact that they're strewn about the sidewalk just randomly is, I agree, a little annoying. Did anyone give me shit for having a selfie stick? No one gave me shit. There was you'll see maybe a couple times a few people that either give me weird looks or gesture towards the camera in like a fun way. But I know there's been stories of people who have been doing something similar to what I was doing here, and people will like basically usually the kind of mentally unstable people that we talked about earlier that will get super in your face about it and be like, hey, don't film me, hey, how dare you, delete this shit on your phone right now. And I'm sure if I did this long enough, after a while somebody might consider giving me shit, but thankfully today doing this was fine. Yeah, I mean, I went out of my way not to like have the camera stick on anybody for a prolonged period of time. Like in fact, I'm very self-conscious about that. I'm not trying to like film people like specifically. I'm just kind of trying to film the overall atmosphere. So I made sure, like, especially like if I was falling directly behind someone, to like have the camera pointed towards like the street or something, and not who was just walking in front of me the entire time. Because it's like, I don't know, I understand why people wouldn't want to just be randomly filmed out of nowhere. I get it. Did I go to the Big Ten championship? I did. it was mostly Michigan fans. Very few Purdue fans in comparison. And Ohio State fans there for some reason. I think they were lost. Coach there versus Indiana. Ooh, nice. Good DMCA live on stream. That was really loud IRL. That scared the shit out of me. Yeah, I'm sure the Ohio State fans bought tickets assuming they were going to make the championship game. So honestly, like this little stretch of whatever you want to call it, little stretch of street right here was pretty cool. Had like a lot of basically like liquor stands set up, or like, not liquor stands sounds kind of degen, but like basically stands set up where you can try like different mixed drinks, and had a couple of food trucks there and like a little live concert. It was actually kind of cool, and it was pretty cold here, so like it's not really a place you were desperate to just stand outside for prolonged periods of time. But you can see they had those little fire pits or whatever that you could stand next to that made it a bit more bearable. Ain't that adorable? How are the college sports fans in general? I'd say 99% of them are super chill and super just there to have a good time. Kind of depends on the school also, but you know, some schools fans might be a bit more aggressive than others, but for the most part, everyone's just, like I said, kind of there to have a chill time, and that was my experience yesterday. There was no one being aggressive. They were all just chilling, drinking, eating. Did I get any food? Not while I was videoing, but I went to Chipotle before the game. It was tasty. There's a dude with a full Iron Man costume set up outside of this this little convention center here. I didn't film it all because I didn't want to be like the guy that was like, hey, you can't film me now, you gotta pay me. But it was like, it had nothing to do with sports. He's literally just a guy that was camped outside the front of this convention center wearing a full Iron Man costume, taking pictures with people. For money, of course. Scotch am I sipping? Oh, it's not scotch. It's a little risky. Or risky. I was between rye and whiskey, so I went with whiskey. It's rye whiskey. Knob Creek. There's a few people that did something like that. That was usually the reaction if people like reacted to having the camera.
Michigan fans, disgusting.
If there were people reacting to me having a camera, it was usually just like that, saying like, hi. Broke out a new bottle of Blue Label just for the stream. Oh my. Got a classy motherfucker in chat. Wow. So this tunnel right here is basically the tunnel that directly led to the stadium. On the other side of this tunnel was the stadium. Won't be any handshakes or hi in the video. No one came up to shake my hand. No. I don't know, man. I'm not the type of person that really wants to or feels comfortable just approaching someone randomly on the street and just starting to talk to them. To me, that would just be very, very... I can tell you if it was like the reverse of that situation, someone's just comes up to me and just randomly starts talking to me, I'd just be like, "Why are you talking to me? Can you go away?" So like, I don't want to do that, dude. That's just kind of weird. I'm not like Channel 5, like trying around, like walk around like interviewing people. Oh my. No comments. Respectful streamer. What if someone approached me and said reckless as poggers? Yeah, no one recognized me. I've still never had anybody recognize me in public, which I'm almost glad about. Suit with the Nikes. Honestly, man, like with how much walking you have to do if you live in a city like this, like I wouldn't blame people. Like, yeah, like it looks better if you have fancy shoes on, but fancy shoes are rarely comfortable to walk like long distances in. What if someone walks up to me and says, "Rah, rah, 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 rah." I would probably know, oh, so you're a stream viewer. Hi, hello. You swapped the dress shoes back at the office? Yeah, exactly. Like, I was wearing running shoes, like, for this entire thing. I've made the mistake of walking around cities like yeah, this dude, the Hulk Hogan Michigan guy. Apparently this guy was, like, well-known among Michigan fans. I've made the mistake of walking around in not comfy shoes when walking around a city all day, and my feet are killing me by the end of the day, so for this, I was walking around in, like, comfy running shoes. I wouldn't like it if 5 to 10 people would know you. I'm not saying I wouldn't like it. I'm just saying that, like, I'm a very awkward person IRL. So, like, I don't know what I would say or how I would really react to it after. Just be like, oh, hi, hello. If someone did greet me in public, would I prefer to be called by my Twitch name or real name? I mean, if they approach me in the context of being a viewer, I guess probably my Twitch name, just because it'd be kind of weird. I mean, I wouldn't care that much, but it'd be if, like, my parents started addressing me as Dali, it'd just be like, that feels weird. I don't know. You've been to that stadium? Yeah, it was a nice stadium. You definitely call me Dali? Yeah, I mean, if you know me as Dali, then yeah, it makes sense, right? Just call me Joel. Oh my. We found Joel in that little canal yesterday, right? One thing I was kind of expecting to find more of, and maybe it was happening more earlier in the day, I was expecting to find more of, like, tailgaters. Because one of the biggest traditions when it comes to American football is you have a bunch of people that are hanging out in the parking lot before the game starts and just, it's called tailgating because people will put down their tailgate on their trucks, hell yeah, brothers, and have, like, a little mini party there. Like, you know, they'll have music playing and they'll have maybe TVs on and grilling and doing some, like, barbecue, like, you know, grilling some hot dogs or something, drinking beer, stuff like that. And I was walking through the parking lot here, and it was strange to me, like, there was very, very little tailgating going on. There was a few, but not much. Forever be moldy, refuse to use Dali. I mean, I've always been Dali in-game, I don't know. Wada would screw around and act like you're fangirling and calling me Hilla. Now that'd be awkward. Too cold? Midwesterners have tailgated and worse. Let me put it that way. Like, yeah, this was relatively cold outside, but it was a nice day. It was like it was just completely sunny, not a cloud in the sky. So, like, all things considered, it wasn't that bad. You lad, Hilla, carry me. Comfy sunset. This was the point I remember, like, okay, it's starting to get kind of cold because the wind was picking up and the sun was going down, so it was getting less and less bright outside. So here's the part where I was like, okay, let me walk into the parking lot, see if I can find tailgaters, but as you can see, it wasn't much. I'm not sure if maybe there was, okay, there was one. I was like, oh, look, it's tailgaters. I didn't want to, like, film them directly, so I was like, let me film this power plant, but you can kind of see them. But as you can see, mostly it's just rows of empty cars. And maybe there was other parking lots that I didn't go to that had more tailgaters, but I was almost kind of disappointed. I was expecting more, I don't know, livery. How many wow looks really different jokes have there been so far? Surprisingly few, but give it time. Give it time. Where's my Tesla? You gotta sub more if you want me to get a Tesla. Any gifters in the chat? There were some people that were probably had very clearly been tailgating earlier that day, because there was literally dudes just sitting there in their cars sleeping, just straight up just taking a nap before the game. Okay, I didn't want to like focus on them and like film them directly, but if you look out to the side, there were people literally just sleeping there in their cars in full view of everyone else, just like passed the fuck out. I was like, damn, they're living their best lives right there. Pre-game too hard, like unironically, yeah, maybe. There were some people that were just absolutely fucking sloshed that I encountered before the game that were very clearly there for the game. And I was like, how are you going to make it through like a 4-hour football game if you come into the game like already completely plastered? What's up, Mastodon Knots coming in hot with the gifted tier ones up? It's just that easy, boys. For the Tesla. Okay. It'll go directly to the Hot Pockets of Doritos and a Tesla fund. Well. It's just that easy, boys. I think it's near the end of this one, right? Yeah, almost. So at this point, I decided to turn around because I realized there wasn't much tailgating going on, so we headed back to one more place to film. You just get hammered enough to not remember getting into the game and you taper off and hold it steady at kickoff. Yeah, but usually if I'm like really drunk, by the time I sober up, I don't feel wonderful. Like, I don't necessarily feel sick, but if I've gotten really drunk, by the time I'm sobered up, I'm usually like really tired and we got like a headache and usually just want to go to bed at that point, so I tend to avoid, if I know I'm doing something like going to a sports game or just going to like an event later in the day, I avoid getting super drunk before that because, well, I don't want to be like feeling like death by the time I actually get to the event that I want to be there for. Okay. And there's that one. And then the last like full-length video here was like the convention center that I walked by on the left side here. Had like a full-on Big Ten fan fest going on inside. Basically had like an entire like little mini convention dedicated to the Big Ten football conference. Hell yeah, brothers. So we walked inside of there. My ticket to the game got me in for free, so I figured, fuck it. We walked into that. What was the final score of the game? Michigan won 43-22. It sounds like we got destroyed, but for most of the game, it was competitive. They only kind of pulled away at the end, so it was a decent game. It was cool. They had the Purdue marching band playing in here when I walked in. They had like stands set up just for people to watch the band. And while I certainly don't have anything against the band, I've always been a little... There's people there that were just literally sitting there for the entire band music show, basically, and to me, it's like the bands usually just play the exact same 5 or 6 songs on repeat over and over again. So like once you kind of heard it a few times, it's like, okay, there you go, heard it. And I don't know, there's some people that are just like, oh, I can't wait for the band show to start. Okay, that's cool. I'm not a band guy, maybe that's why, I don't know. Maybe if you've been in a marching band for yourself, maybe it's more entertaining. Good DMCA. Yeah, that's my reaction usually to a marching band. Is like, oh, okay, well, there you go. You never liked band? I mean, it's fine. It fits the atmosphere of college sports, but there's some people that get like really hyped for it. The other problem with band is like when it comes to like playing at football games is like during the halftime show when they're doing their little thing on field. If you're sitting on the quote wrong side of the stadium, like the side that they're not facing, it just leads to you not even be able to hear what they're saying because they're projecting their sounds in the opposite directions and then like the whatever they're forming, like whatever shape they're forming or whatever formation they're doing on the field, you can't even see what it is because it's upside down. So maybe that has influenced my apathy, I guess, towards band. Am I walking around solo at this point? I was solo this entire time, yeah. For your high school band, you got to go to a Raiders game and before the national anthem / a couple other songs before kickoff. Oh, that's cool. You were sensing a Michigan majority even though it's in Indiana? Yeah, I talked about that earlier. It was like 80-20 Michigan to Purdue people. I mean, it makes sense, right? Like, Michigan fans are much more passionate about their football team compared to Purdue, who's just sort of historically mediocre at best compared to the elite team of Michigan. But, there were some Purdue people there. Was it cold while watching the game? No, thankfully it was an indoor stadium, so it was fine. it would had it been an outdoor game, that would not have been something I wanted to go to. It was in like in Celsius, probably like -5, -6 by the end of the game outside. Would not have been pleasant. Everyone's so well behaved and quiet. Yeah, like I said, like for the most part, people are civil and there to have a good time. No one was there to get rowdy or kill each other. Like obviously, you can see there's like a lot of kids here, so like people weren't gonna get super rowdy or anything. Purdue fans confused that it's not a basketball game. Yeah, exactly. Send us to an event like this, but except it's for like the Final Four and not the Big Ten football championship, and I guarantee you just be flooded with Purdue fans. Purdue is much more of a basketball school than a football school. Americans are so much better at making things events, even though American football is impossible to understand. It's really not. I would say it's no harder to understand than something like cricket or rugby. It's just, it's a sport that you have to probably watch a few games in to learn the rules, but it's pretty simple overall. If you're offense, you try to get the ball to the end of the field. If you're defense, you try to stop the other team from getting the ball to the end of the field. It's mostly just that easy. Yeah, it's easy to understand the basics. Like, yeah, sure, there's some more complex rules, I guess, but every sport has their complex, weird rules that you have to kind of just learn over time. But that's a simple concept. It's easy to understand. Was I wearing a chest rig with a GoPro or handheld? I had a cringe selfie stick. Explain what counts as pass interference. Basically, it's that if the offense attempts a forward pass, like where they're trying to pass the ball forward, if you're trying to defend the person that's going to catch the pass, you can't just straight up like interfere with them by just like tackling them or holding on to them to make it impossible for them to catch the pass. Because like if you were allowed to do that, then like as soon as you realize like, oh shit, the quarterback's going to pass it to this receiver here, you would just immediately tackle the receiver. You would just immediately latch your hands and like put your hands around his arms, so that way he can't reach out to catch the ball. So basically the rule is you can only defend the pass receiver by either trying to like block the ball from being caught, like you try to prevent the ball as it's flying through the air, or you basically don't interfere him. You don't like touch him, or at least extensively touch him and try to wrestle him down until after the ball has already reached him. So like once the ball has reached you, then you're allowed to try to like make sure that you either knock the ball away or you wrestle him to the ground before he's caught it, or after the ball's reached him, like before he's like secured it. Really, it's a little, takes some understanding, but you basically have to give the receiver a chance to be able to catch the ball. If you make it impossible for him to even like have a possibility of catching it, then that's what's not allowed. But yeah, there's some wiggle room and there's some room for interpretation, which can lead to some controversy sometimes. For sure. Are there college baseball teams as well? There's college sports. There's college teams for almost every sport. But the two popular ones, like when it comes to like people showing up in droves for them, would be football and basketball. Football is by far the most popular one. What am I drinking? Some Knob Creek rye whiskey. Putting some knob in my mouth. Wow. Spoilers. I do know all these little fight song chants or whatever. These are all the Purdue songs right here. I'm assuming they're going to play the fight song at some point soon. Best baseball prospects skip college straight to the minors? Yeah, college baseball is less popular because of that. College football is really big because like it's basically kind of like the minor leagues of the NFL. It's like where all the NFL stars before they go to the NFL are at. Same thing for college basketball. This little section right here was a bunch of like kind of sports. Like you too can play basketball or run the 40-yard sprint or something like that. A lot of stuff that appealed to kids, which yeah, there were a decent chunk of kids there, so that made sense. All right, dude, doing your Instagram pose. the Big Ten championship trophy right there. Spoiler alert, Purdue did not win that trophy. Sag. Can you throw a football? Can I, you mean? I mean, I can, not very well, but I know kind of like the concept of how to do it. So, like throw it in a way where it's like it's spinning through the air. You kind of have to like throw it like this way. As you impart like spin with your fingers, so you can like wah, wah. You're brain dead at team sports. You want to know how somebody, you want to know the way to know that someone doesn't watch sports? It's easy. It'll be the first thing they tell you. I don't watch sports. Sports ball. Oh yeah, oh yeah, sports ball. It's great. Oh, you're watching the sports ball game? I'm not into sports. We get it. You don't like sports. That's fine. Yeah, it's just like vegans, exactly. You want to make it very known. I don't watch sports. Usually the same person. There does tend to be some overlap, doesn't there? Is this him or someone else filming? This is me. This was yesterday. A random Christmas decoration just sort of chilling here. Oh, that's right. It was a soccer advertisement, basically. Yeah. Soccer cringe lords get out. Like how I made myself laugh? I'm a very entertaining person, dude. Loading and unloading, very exciting. Yeah, throw the football. Hell yeah, brothers. Where's the alcohol? Right here. There wasn't any inside here, if that's what you're asking. There's a lot of kids here, so I don't think they were selling drinks in here. There's plenty of alcohol to be bought, though, around town. I can guarantee you that. But keep in mind, like, Indianapolis is a place where you're not allowed to, like, or just usually most places in general, you're not allowed to just drink in public. There are some cities in the United States that are exceptions, but for the most part, Indianapolis, like, for example, is not a city where you can just walk around with an open drink. Outside, that is. How far is this from where I live? It's like an hour south-ish. Did I go to the Big Ten championship game? I did. Last night. And Purdue lost. RIP. In fact, that's a timely question because I've got one more video clip. And in case you don't believe me for some reason, well, here's proof. This is after I had dinner, so this is nighttime now. But this is right after I had just like scanned my ticket, and now we're walking into the stadium. You believe me? Well, just in case you didn't. Snuck in IRL, yeah. I didn't have a ticket actually. I just snuck past the security when they weren't looking. Easy clap. Is that the NFL stadium? It is an NFL stadium, yeah. It's where the Indianapolis Colts play. It's a very elaborate scheme to try to convince us that you went to the Big Ten championship game. Yeah, exactly. This is all actually CGI, pre-rendered. I'm just trying to impress my chat full of video game players that I went to a sports game. Did I go alone? I did, yeah. I don't really have any sports friends. I don't really have anybody that is into sports like I am, like that lives near me. My dad would be the person I would normally go to sports games for, but my dad lives across the country, so we usually only do that every now and then when he flies out. We did a couple of weeks ago. Or weeks ago, though. It was fun. Do I have any footage from my seats? I took a couple of pictures, but I didn't. Oh, well, actually, okay, you can just kind of hold on. I didn't take any footage from my seat. I guess I should have, but I didn't for whatever reason. Oh, there's the view. But before I show you the view, I was sitting about. Hold on, patience. Okay, that's pretty close right there, actually. I was sitting right around up here. So I was like in the nosebleeds, but I wasn't about to pay like $500 to sit down here, that's for sure. So I was up here. It was fine. I could see everything that was going on. So it was chill. Song's a banger, by the way. Anyways, there you go. That was the view of the field right there. Proof that I was in fact there. I guess you won't see me actually show myself in this video, so this could have been some other random person's footage, but you'll have to take my word for it. And there you go. So that was I most of what I just showed you, I guess, here was what I was hoping to just stream and film yesterday for the stream, but oh well. This is, I guess, the next best thing. I don't know if it's as good if I just stream, like, you know, the IRL format after the fact like this, but I guess at the very least I don't have to worry about the connection dropping, which is nice, because that's probably the number one most tilting thing about live streaming when you're just like walking around a city, is just randomly just the stream just drops and you're just like, oh, nice, awesome. Quality was good. Yeah, obviously you can get better film quality. I don't know, like, you know, like this, like I said earlier, the idea of just being able to walk around right now and live stream yourself wherever you are is just not quite feasible yet, just based on the fact that cell phone reception just isn't widespread enough. But I've considered, like, as a backup plan or maybe as an alternative plan, because streaming, like I said, IRL is a little unreliable, maybe doing more stuff like this where I just walk around a place or walk around an area or just do some sort of activity and just film it, and then, you know, don't really have commentary as I'm filming. It's just literally just show you my POV and then just kind of stream my POV later and just kind of sit here and commentate it like this. I don't know. I mean, that format's a bit less, I guess, I don't know, proven or a bit less explored. I don't know. Yeah, if I did something like this again where I was just walking around filming and just talking about it later, was that something you guys liked, or was it boring as fuck? If it was boring, please just tell me. I won't be, you won't offend me, I promise. I might be a little offended. I would only probably ban you, but that's it. I think it's easier to do and you can go more in depth. Yeah, it definitely allows me to have better commentary, I guess, just after the fact. You enjoyed it? Okay, cool. Well, maybe I'll do more stuff like this then. Like, for example, I've wanted to walk around my city eventually when it snows, but I'm worried about having the same problem as what I had yesterday. So maybe like the first big snow day of the year, I'll go outside during the daytime and film it and just walk around the city, and then at nighttime I'll stream my POV from that. Loved it? Okay, cool. Alright, well, I'm glad to hear you guys like that, because like this, to me, if I want to do more IRL stuff, seems like maybe a more feasible way to do it. Because then you're not worried about the stream dropping, right? Like, you're never worried about like the film not working, the filming. Yeah, the downside, of course, is less like live chat interaction, and that part is frankly really fun when it comes to streaming yourself while you're walking around, just like literally being able to talk to chat as you're walking around. And that part kind of sucks that like you can't do if you're just doing it like this, but you also don't feel weird constantly talking to your phone. Honestly, like, you know, that's something that I think I feel like I would be self-conscious about, but when I'm actually doing it, it's not really actually something I'm bothered by in the moments. I guess I kind of just turn on like the streamer mode and just like kind of ignore the outside world as I walk past them and talk to myself. So I've never minded doing that, but yeah, obviously this is maybe a little bit less intrusive and maybe a little bit less obvious if I did it this way. Hey, what's up, Dabes, coming in hot with the Prime sub now for 22 months. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Your sub will go directly to the Hot Pockets, Doritos, and Football Fund. Hell yeah, brothers. But okay, it's good to hear that you guys enjoyed this. Might do this more then. We'll see. We'll see. That being said, there's only so many places I can just sightsee at and so many places I can see in general, but alright, good to know. Okay. I saw some person asking earlier, how was the Hot Pockets thing? You missed it. I've got good news for you. You didn't miss it. In fact, that's going to be the part 2 of the stream coming up just about now. How were the fans around me? Oh, they were fine. Like I said, while I'm sure there's exceptions, for the most part, when it comes to like college football fans specifically, everyone's usually pretty friendly. Like, this is also the Midwest, the Midwestern United States, where like everyone's known for being really nice. That's like one of the traits of people who live in this part of the country, is everyone's kind of really nice to each other. So because of that, like, everyone was fine. Like, you know, obviously there's some trash talking, I guess, between like the Michigan and Purdue fans, but it's not like in any sort of like actual hostile or aggressive manner. It's more just like, you know, your team sucks, that sort of thing. I mean, it's just sports banter. What's up, Boom X, coming in hot with the tier 1 sub now for 15 months. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. The sub will go directly to the Hot Pockets and Doritos Fund. Appreciate it, bud. We're going to get a home for the holidays IRL stream. If anything, I might do something like this again when I'm home for the holidays. I tried to do something where I live streamed it last year when I was in Laguna Beach, but it went horribly just because the connection problems that I had were even worse than they were in Indianapolis yesterday. So if I were to do like an IRL stream at home, maybe I will. It'd probably be more like this, where I just walk around filming stuff and then show you guys the footage later. Where I would do it at, not sure yet, but I guess I've got an idea in mind. We'll see. We'll see. Was it a pro-Michigan crowd? It was definitely, the majority were Michigan fans. It was probably like 80-20 Michigan to Purdue fans. Let's hope the iPhone issue and connections is only a minor part. Well, I mean, as long as I'm just filming and not like live streaming, it's fine. When was the San Diego trip planned? It's not anymore. Well, I don't want to get into too personal of detail about it. Basically, despite my best efforts to organize the trip, everyone ended up bailing on the trip, so I had to cancel it just because everyone else flaked out, basically. So yeah, that's not great, but oh well. Here's the good news. For said trip that I'd already paid for the flight, I got like a flight credit for it. I didn't get a full refund, but basically I got the flight credit that I can now use to spend on a different flight. So I need to spend that within a year. So I need to go somewhere. Hopefully I'll figure out somewhere else cool to go, and then maybe we can do stream footage from there. Sorry for reminding. That's fine, dude. I already remind myself every day anyways. Kidding. Not really. Alrighty. Anyways, let's move on to part 2, shall we? Part 2 was originally going to be the only stream portion of today, but I figured I'd tack on this little part first just because it's what I promised you guys yesterday. So let's say we maybe do some cooking. Now, as the title would imply, it's going to be something related to Hot Pockets. Now, I'm not actually going to be cooking an actual Hot Pocket because I've... Let's back up a little bit. I'll give you some context here. So for the longest time, I've wanted to do something related to like a cooking stream, like a cooking series, I guess. Because I've done it occasionally. It's always fun when I do it. But I've always kind of struggled with what exactly I'd want to cook, and like how would it fit the theme of the stream if I'm cooking something. And I've talked about how, like, you know, I'm not exactly a great cook. I don't know a bunch of fancy cooking stuff. I know the basics, but that's about it. And so eventually I kind of came up with this idea, and hopefully it'll be a good one. We're going to find out, but it's to do Clueless Bachelor cooking. So it's basically to frame a cooking show in a way where like I fully acknowledge and openly try to advertise the fact that I am not great at cooking, hence the Clueless Bachelor cooking. And what we're going to try to cook today is basically we're going to try to make a gourmet version of a Hot Pocket. So I'm not going to make the Hot Pocket itself, but there's a bunch of different Hot Pockets flavors that exist. There's pepperoni pizza, there's Philly cheesesteak, there's chicken sriracha, chicken bacon ranch, blah, 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 whatever. And then there's my personal favorite, the S tier of S tier Hot Pockets, the meatballs and mozzarella flavor. And that one's delicious. It's exactly what you'd think. It's meatballs and mozzarella cheese inside of a Hot Pocket. So I figured what we could do is like we can make a dish that's kind of like a fancier version of something having to do with meatballs and mozzarella. And So it'll be like a fancier dish that we can try to make that's not just the Hot Pocket, right? So today we're going to be making some mozzarella stuffed meatballs and homemade marinara sauce. And we're going to be cooking that up and see just how good we can make it. So, without further ado... Oh, hold on. Wait a minute. Software isn't started. Hold on. I can fix this. Hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on. All right, there we go. Try it again. Let's say we do it. No shit. Transition. Okay. Now, first things first, before literally anything else, we of course need to refill our drink because, like, otherwise, how am I going to do a cooking? How am I going to do a cooking stream sober, right? Clean that shit off the side of the counter? What? What shit? There's no shit on the side of the counter. What are you talking about? What a fucking liar, dude. It's fine. We're about finishing this off, aren't we? Yes, sir. You see I leave my toaster plugged in. You live in fear that your toaster will light on fire and kill your entire family. I don't think you really know how electricity works. We'll just put this over here for now. Alright, so. I will admit that I guess maybe I should have linked the recipes I'm making. Like, I should have made a command, but whatever. I'll link it in chat now, so if you want to follow along as to what I'm making, you can. There we go. So we're making ourselves some mozzarella stuffed meatballs. Any balls enjoyer in chat? Enjoyers? Alright. Oh, yeah. I was actually gonna dress like somewhat nicely for the stream, and then I kind of forgot, and then the stream time was starting. So yeah, I'm wearing just like DJ sweater and like sweatpants, but whatever, dude. It's comfy bachelor cooking, okay? Comfy and clueless. Whatever, dude. Imagine not cooking wearing a suit, dude. I'm living my best life, all right. I would say ever since I started live streaming as a profession, I can count on probably a single hand how many times I've worn anything besides sweatpants in the comfort of my own apartment. They're just so comfy. They're just so much better than any other attire when it comes to like what you're wearing below the waist. Anyways, okay, let's get the ingredients together, shall we? I chose something that was like not overly complicated for my first Clueless Bachelor cooking recipe. Maybe we'll try to branch out some other time and get a little bit more fancy, but for now we're gonna call this good enough. Okay, so we need ingredient-wise, scroll down, okay, here we go. So ground beef, okay, an egg, okay, fuck, I gotta make breadcrumbs, so we'll get to that in a second. Great. Eggs. Don't have to borrow from the neighbor. Good news. Well, we should start with the breadcrumbs, actually. Now, yes, stores sell just like breadcrumbs in a jar or whatever that you can just use for breadcrumbs when they ask for that in a recipe. That's what probably most normal, sane people would do. But I'm the type of person who's like enough of a cheapskate to the point where when I finish a loaf of bread, I don't throw away the ends of the bread, like the little ends like of the loaf. I keep them and throw them in the freezer thinking like, oh, I'll use them someday for something, right? And I've never really found a good use for them until now. I was thinking like, instead of buying breadcrumbs, why don't I just make my own breadcrumbs, huh? All right, finally. We have a use for our ultra ghetto bread ends. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Oh yeah, I knew I was saving this for something. I knew it'd come in handy. Those are not the same thing? Sure they are, shut the fuck up. This is called Clueless Bachelor cooking, so I know exactly what I'm doing. Freezer aged breadcrumbs, yes sir, yes sir. So we'll just I mean, I'm not just gonna dice them up and just toss them in. We're gonna dice them up and then like toss them onto the skillet and kind of toast them. It'll work. In fact, let's start heating that skillet up now, shall we? You guys are laughing at me, but I bet this is actually gonna work pretty well. Is it gonna be perfect? Probably not, but you know what? I think it's actually gonna be surprisingly good and surprisingly effective and a good use of my otherwise crusty old ass breadcrumb, or like bread ends. There's a new level of cheapness. Dude, you watch me play World of Warcraft, you know how cheap I am. Come on, let's not kid ourselves here. You know I'm a giant cheapskate both in the game and IRL. Break up a bunch of Doritos like a real Bachelor. Yeah, one thing I was thinking of doing is maybe like once I've done this series and ran out of Hot Pockets flavors, maybe I could do Doritos flavors, like make a gourmet version of Doritos flavors. So stuff like Cool Ranch. I could make some sort of dish like related to the theme of Cool Ranch. I don't know how I would, but I feel like that would be fun to continue the theme, All right. So there you go. There's a bread end in all of its glory. I guess I should probably thaw this though first, huh? Just throw this in the microwave. You can judge me all you want, but I think this is gonna work. I need a fourth of a cup of breadcrumbs, so like I think this would qualify as a fourth of a cup when chopped up, right? Probably. Fun fact, I've been using the same dish rags now for about 10 years. Don't judge me, it looks fine, okay? Be happy I'm not turning that cereal on top of the fridge into breadcrumbs. I mean, I could. This is what I call my cardboard cereal, alright? This is a cereal that I keep on hand when I've run out of literally every other breakfast food. And this is a cereal that's so bland and so flavorless and so cardboardy that like I feel like, okay, well shit, this is the only food I have left, and it forces me to go to the grocery store. I get the shit for a reason. Just to remind myself how terrible it is, so that way I go out and buy real food for breakfast. But it works. Alright. You can eat the box as well. Actually, sir, Mythbusters tested that and they determined that the box was not as nutritious as the actual cereal. Actually. Zombie apocalypse cereal? Yeah, exactly. That's the sort of shit that your 85-year-old grandpa eats because, yeah, this shit's all I had back in the day. Back in my day, we didn't have something like flavor. That didn't exist yet. And before you judge me, by the way, yes, this is my dish rack. These are all clean dishes. I'm just too lazy to actually put them away. They just kind of perpetually remain in my dish rack forever until I need them again. I only really use probably at most 5 or 6 dishes consistently. This feels kind of weird just holding this knife like this, but whatever, dude. I only use the same 5 or 6 dishes consistently, so because of that, I always use them frequently enough to the point where it feels like putting them away is kind of a waste. I don't know, whatever, dude. Extra. Hashtag wash hands. My hands are pristine, dude. Clean as a whistle. Anyways. Let's, I guess I should cut this up pretty finely, right? Because breadcrumbs are not supposed to be particularly, large. They're supposed to be, crumbs. So I guess I'll just cut these as if they were an onion or something. I don't know. How do you actually make breadcrumbs? So, if you were actually making homemade breadcrumbs and you want to do it the quote-quote right way, how do you actually do it? Is it just like this, where you just take slices of bread and just chop it up into fine little pieces and you toast it, or is there something more to it that I'm missing? Because for all the people that are judging me this is so cheap stream, that's not how you get real breadcrumbs. If it's not, then how do you get real breadcrumbs? What's the step I'm missing? Toast it and blend it? Okay, I guess I can do that, yeah, blend it. I do actually have a blender. I'm not gonna use it though. I don't feel like cleaning my blender. Fuck that, dude. I'd rather just chop it up into fine little bits. That's fine, dude. Put them in a Ziploc bag and crush them? That's actually kind of smart. Ooh, okay, you know what? I actually like that idea. I'm just gonna cut these up into sort of not super ultra fine bits, and then we'll throw them on the skillet, toast them up, and then we'll just use a Ziploc bag to crush them. I like that. I like it a lot. See, the Clueless Bachelor is also here to learn how to get better at cooking, so hopefully by the end of the series I'm like slightly competent at Bachelor cooking. Yeah, I don't have a meat tenderizer or hammer. We're just gonna go with our hands, I guess, at the end of this process, but I think this will work, right? I don't know. Could also toast them in the oven. I could, but that sounds like a lot of work, dude. And it would also take a while, so yeah, fuck all that. Okay, so like, I don't know, something like this consistency is probably fine, right? Yeah? Toast these up and then I can crush them a little bit more after. The exposed fuse box in the background really brings the Bachelor aesthetic to 10 out of 10 house. That's just not how my apartment is. Don't judge me, whatever, dude. Alright. I'll let the skillet thing go. I guess I should maybe... I don't know, should I bother oiling up the pan? Maybe a little. And I'm impatient, so I'm gonna crank up the heat nice and high as well. Like if you're toasting, you wanna like make it nice and hot, right? I think that's how that works. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Listen to that sizzle right there. Mmm. You can judge me all you want, but this is actually, I'm pretty sure, going to be pretty great and actually work out quite well by the end here. We'll see, but I think it'll be fine. Alright, in the meantime, let's get ourselves the rest of the ingredients, shall we? You fully approve of the exposed fuse box. It's convenient, but if someone were less of a bachelor than us, they might consider, like, you know, a hanging poster or a mirror or pictures to hide it. Bitch. In the history of me living in this apartment for the grand total of now, I think 3.5 years, as far as visitors inside my apartment that haven't just been like, you know, a maintenance man or something like that, visitors who've actually came to visit me in this apartment, there's been a grand total of 1, and he stayed for 2 days. So I can't say that I care that much. Oh no, who's gonna judge me for my fuse box? Me, huh. Alright, so it's sad, just like, this is my sanctuary. Don't fucking bother me in my bachelor pad. Alright. Anyways, what else do we need? We need Parmesan cheese. Now, I will admit, if I was like a fancy person, I'd bought like a hunk of Parmesan and grated it, but I'm not fancy. This is Clueless Bachelor cooking, so we got a bag of pre-shredded Parmesan. Judge me all you want. I don't give a fuck. Whatever, dude. We need a finely chopped onion. That one I suppose I can actually do. Fine. 2 teaspoons of minced garlic. You might remember that I bought some garlic for the Thanksgiving cooking stream. I still had a shitload left over. So, that's convenient. Great value, obviously, yeah, come on. What do I look like I'm made of money here? Like, come on. Every fancy cooking show I ever watch is like, that's like a little sprinkle of kosher salt. I don't know what the fuck kosher salt does that makes it so special, but I'm gonna use some good old plain American salt, baby. It'll get the job done. It still tastes like salt. It's still NaCl. I'm pretty sure it works fine. Okay, ground black pepper. Got this generic little thing of pepper that'll work. I definitely watch his, of course I watch Binging with Babish. Who doesn't? Come on. Shit's great, dude. One day I would actually like want to create like the setup where like it was just like my hands right here just sitting here, like that's all you saw. We'll get there one day. The problem is like I've got this like weird little counter edge thing that like in front of my cooking setup, so I can't just like film straight ahead because like then you wouldn't be able to see it. Whatever. Okay, 2 tablespoons of chopped fresh Italian leaf parsley. I was just like, that's just like a garnish to make it look pretty at the end. So I said, fuck that. I didn't bother buying it. And
And then the piece de la resistance, okay? It called for 4 to 6 ounces of, since we're making mozzarella stuffed meatballs, it called for 4 to 6 ounces of mozzarella cheese cut into half-inch cubes. Now, I originally went to the store to buy half-inch cubes. I should probably flip the breadcrumbs, huh? Oh yeah, they're actually looking nice and toasty now. Ooh, okay, this is gonna work. It's gonna work well, in fact. These probably don't need to be on the skillet for too much longer, in fact. So, when I was going to the store to buy mozzarella, I originally was just gonna get like the little hunk of mozzarella like you normally would. But then sitting there right next to it, I realized there's a better solution that's mozzarella. That was A, cheaper, and B, just easier to work with, and C, could be used for other things later, besides just literally just this string. So, judge me all you want, but for our fancy mozzarella dish, you know your boy's gonna be using some string cheese, some mozzarella string cheese, okay? It's still mozzarella, it's still cheese, it's still made of the same substance. It's already like in little pre-mozzarella sticks, perfect for like cutting size to stick in the middle of a meatball. So like, I was like, well shit, this will work, won't it? It's still the same thing. Fuck it, dude, whatever. It was like $2, come on. Okay, so let's take these breadcrumbs here, or these bread things, whatever. Give them a bowl, I guess. Oh yeah, this is gonna work great. That's rigid bread for you boys. It's a little burnt, admittedly, but it's fine. It adds like extra flavor. That's fine. Okay, dinner age is backing me up here. You can roast me, but the string cheese is a big W on this one. Exactly, dude. Now I'm not gonna have this giant hunk of Parmesan or of mozzarella cheese just lying around with nothing to do. Now, like, once I'm done with this recipe, whatever I have left over, it's just string cheese, so I can just eat it as a snack, right? It's perfect. The best part of this recipe so far is that you can also cook with ingredients available to the average U.S. prisoner. Oh my. They're eating good, I guess, whatever prison you've been to. My God. All right, let's see if this works. Should work. I don't know. This is becoming a little bit more fine. Like, it's becoming more of like a bread sand than I would hope for. But I guess it kind of works. Use the back of the knife? That's a good idea, but... I could really use one of those like hammers, like those meat mallets. That'd be ideal, but whatever, dude, this'll work. Oh yeah, that's working. Okay. Look, are they gonna be like perfect breadcrumbs? No. But this will get the job done. See, I knew these bread ends would come in handy eventually. Laugh at me all you want, chat, but you guys have probably been throwing away your bread ends like a bunch of suckers this entire time, and Streamer just found a way to save himself about 5 cents worth of bread. Huh. Use my knob, sir. This is a family-friendly channel. It's a wholesome Christian stream, as you should probably know by now. Okay. This works, right? That's about, that's more than a fourth of a cup, but whatever, fuck it, we're gonna use all of it. This'll work. There's a lot of, like I said, bread sand here. But that's okay, it'll add extra flavor. Maybe crush it up a little bit more. This is fine. Okay. Check. We got breadcrumbs. All right. Cool. Okay. Next up, we can actually start making the dish. Okay. So instructions: preheat the oven to 400 degrees. Okay. I can do that. Line a baking sheet with foil and spray with non-stick spray. Combine the meat, egg, breadcrumbs, cheese, salt, garlic, onion, black pepper, and parsley in a bowl. So literally just throw all of the ingredients in a bowl and mix them. Okay. Stir until combined. Do not overmix. Add a tablespoon or 2 of water as needed to keep the wet mixture. Okay. I guess we'll start with that. Let's literally just throw all this shit into a pan, I guess. So let's see, the meat. Now, wants me to use an entire fucking pound of meat. So this is very clearly going to make more than just one serving for me. Surprise, surprise, but that's okay. I'm fine with having some leftovers for later. Okay, so I guess I can just literally just use this giant-ass bowl then? Sure. Have any extra stuffing to go with that later? I don't. I already ate it all. Unfortunately. Okay, the egg. Pro tip for you all. After you crack an egg, don't just throw it directly into the trash after you crack it, because then if it still has like some of the leftover egg, it's just gonna make your trash smell like awful later on. So wash out the egg first, like just clean it out with like in your sink just to get rid of the rest of the egg liquid inside, so that way it doesn't stink up the place. Knob Creek, probably the bottle's right here. I am in fact drinking some Knob, and yes, it is delicious. Cheers. Okay, combine the breadcrumbs. Check. Rip this bag, I guess. Just take the trash out, sir. I'm the type of person who avoids taking the trash out as long as he can, so it'll get to the point where my trash can is just overfilled, and I'm just like, oh, get fucking down there, and just like smash it down at least 3 or 4 times before it's like officially full. I don't have to walk outside. Ugh, gross. Let's try the breadcrumbs. It tastes like bread. Okay. Let's see. What else do we need? Cheese. Okay. How much cheese? 1/4 cup of the Parmesan. Remember the part where I said I just keep all the dishes that I need inside my dry dish rack? Like the 4th cup thing, for example. Outside equals DPS loss? Exactly, dude. Can you think about how much DPS I lost by walking around yesterday in Indianapolis instead of playing computer games? Rip. I like cheese, whatever. Throw some extra in there. Some like 4th cup of Parmesan. Oui, oui. Yeah, fuck it. You know what? I like cheese. What counter? Are you talking about this counter stain? You know, now that you're complaining about it, I'm gonna leave it. Now I'm just gonna keep it there just exclusively to trigger you. Alright. Let's see. Okay, 4th cup of a finely chopped onion. I don't really know how much of an onion is going to create like a 1/4 of a cup, but I guess I'm just gonna kind of wing it. And I bought like a really small onion. I don't know if you can tell, but this is not a large onion, so probably like half of this, I guess. Whatever. I like onions. If I put in too much, nothing in the world. More onions equals more better. Yeah, exactly. Onions and garlic are kind of that way. Like, can you really add too much? Has anybody really ever said like, ew, there's too much garlic in this? We talked about this during the Thanksgiving stream. yes. Maybe with onions you can get to that point, I guess, but let's put it this way. You can be... There's a large margin of error for onions. You can get to the point where you've added like, oh, whoops, 50% too much, and it's still, fine. Because especially, like, once you cook the onions, like, the flavor of the onion mellows out, gets kind of sweet, right? So, like, it's not gonna have, like, overwhelming onion flavor unless they're literally just, like, raw onions. Okay, so to this day, I still don't really know the way to properly chop an onion. I always just kind of do it my own personal super ghetto way, and I have no idea if it's anywhere close to remotely correct as to how I do it, but I'm just gonna do it my way and call it good enough. Come on, whether I cut my finger off, sir. I will admit the title of the stream maybe is a little misleading. Am I completely clueless when it comes to cooking? No. My cooking skills are admittedly very basic, but I'm not like a complete beginner, alright? So just whatever, dude. Really should have sharpened this knife actually in advance, it's a little dull. That looks like a fourth of a cup, right? Fuck it. What will I do with the rest of this half very tiny onion? I don't know, but figure it out later. Now, I'll show you the way I normally cut an onion. I'm gonna be very aware that this is not correct, so don't judge me, okay? But just go along with it, okay? Just let me do it my way, and you can judge me all you want. Let's see how well you can see this. Well enough, okay. So I usually I take it like this, and then I'll cut it in half like this, and then I cut it into quarters like this, and then I cut it literally just into eighths like this. And then boom, I've cut the onion. Is there a better way to do it? I'm sure there is, but this way works, okay, whatever. Yeah, streamer, that's not the right way to do it. I don't really care. You read the title. You knew what you were signing up for when you watched this. Need it smaller? Yeah, I know. Like in reality, I got the smaller, so it says like finely chopped onion. So, yeah, the pizza technique. Exactly, dude. Like whatever, man. The onions become smaller chunks. That's all that really matters in the end, right? What method you use to get there? Does it matter that much? Come on. Like I said, you read the title. You knew what you were signing up for. This is a judgment-free zone, okay? I said Clueless for a reason, to give myself plenty of wiggle room here. Oh, that definitely just flew onto the floor. Yep, definitely need to sharpen this knife. This one's definitely very dull. It's getting there, it's getting there. I don't mind if my onions are a little maybe rougher than the recipe calls for, simply because I don't necessarily mind large chunks of onions. Large chunks of onions in my book are quite tasty. Oh, okay, it's getting a little juicy. There's a lot of onion juice flying around. Come on, streamer, tough it out, full fucking biss, no matter what it takes. All right, it's this, it calls for finely chopped onions. Is this finely chopped? I'm gonna call this close enough, because otherwise I'm gonna start bawling my eyes out on stream, and that's not a good look. In case you're wondering what you're sitting on right now, you're definitely sitting on top of my trash can, so hope you're enjoying, chat. Probably the best cooker in progress. I mean, if you saw what some people post on our food blog public channel that we have in progress, you would know that you're not far off the truth. I've seen some legitimately sad and pathetic meals on that channel that make me wonder how anybody in this universe survives without the supervision of a real adult. I have no idea. Yeah, this is definitely way more than a fourth of a cup of onions, but I don't really give a fuck. Whatever, dude. Onions are delicious. I'm gonna call this good enough. Whatever, dude. Don't try this at home. Real knife. Trained professional right here. All right, next up. What's next? Buy a bench scraper. What? Okay, next up is the, okay, did the breadcrumbs, did the cheese, the salt. Okay. How much salt did we need? 3/4 a teaspoon. 3/4, the fuck? Okay, this is half a teaspoon. I'm gonna just kind of wing this, whatever, dude. I know that for the most part, you can kind of get away with approximate measurements and call it good enough. Okay, there's a half. Here's like half of a half, aka a quarter. Whatever. Okay. Now what else did we need? The garlic. Okay, so how much garlic do we need? 2 teaspoons of minced garlic. The fuck is 2 teaspoons? I just have like actual cloves of garlic. I mean, that's not a lot, right? Like 2 teaspoons? That'd be like 4 of these? Yeah, I feel like 2 cloves is probably the play, right? That seems approximately correct. Okay, the only problem is like currently my camera's sitting on my trash can, so I can't actually open my trash can to put anything in there. Things I do for content, dude. So I'm gonna just put this in my alternate trash can, which is this box back here. Whatever, dude. You're trash? You're sitting on top of the trash, so you're better than that. You rise above. Ugh. I'm getting 2 cloves. We're gonna use more garlic later because the marinara sauce is gonna use more, but we're calling this good enough for now. Okay. So we learned this last stream, right? The whole just press down and break it into like the... Oh, peel it up this way. Oh, onions just... or oven's ready. Log. That alt trash can's where I left Synthex. Oh, how sad. Oh shit! Oh no! Okay, we're good. Okay, that works shockingly well. All right. Once again, I don't really know the proper way to mince garlic, but I assume we just kind of cut it up into really tiny pieces until it's, you know, minced, whatever. I feel like I might want to add 1 more clove to this. I'd rather over garlic something than under garlic it, right? I don't know, this just seems like not a lot. I don't know if you can tell how much this is on stream, but like, this feels like not a lot. I'm adding another clove, fuck this, dude. Ugh. Okay. There we go. Worst case scenario, oh no, the dish tastes more like garlic. Oh god, what a disaster. I'm pretty sure you're probably just supposed to use like the stuff that comes out of a jar. At least it's probably easier to use the stuff that comes out of a jar. Use like a food processor to make this into like tinier chunks, but I ain't fancy enough to own any of that shit, so whatever. A traditional knife will have to get the job done. I mean, this works, right? Whatever, dude. Jar garlic sucks. I mean, I don't know. It's just garlic, right? Like, how bad could it be if it's literally just garlic that they threw into a jar? But I would say that with how easy it is to work with garlic, because it's literally just little cloves you can chop up into little bits like this, like, why not just do the real thing, right? Guess it tastes like fresher. Trashel, don't you dare. Okay, fuck it. We're calling this good enough. Jar garlic is terrible, streamer. Literally aids in a jar. You will get cancer the minute it touches your lips. Okay, shit. Jeez, well, I'm glad I used fresh then, otherwise Chad would have really judged me. Okay, you know. Am I a degen for thinking that like this, I would be fine with just like literally just taking my hand, just taking a scoop out of this bowl and just eating this? This legit kind of looks like a Chipotle bowl, right? Like the garlic kind of looks like the cheese and the garlic just looks like the cheese, and the onions are just the onions, and like the meat below. Like, does that look really fucking good already? I don't know. I'm gonna go and say we're nailing it already. There's raw meat at the bottom. Whatever, dude. You can eat raw beef. It's not gonna kill you, right? Okay, what's up next? I guess the black pepper. Okay. That's a fourth of a teaspoon, so like half of this thing right here. Do I have a fourth of a teaspoon measuring little spoon? I'm sure I do, but I kind of see getting that out of like the thing, so we'll just pour like half of the. That's probably fine, right? Eh? Okay. And the last thing was parsley, but I didn't buy parsley, so fuck that. Okay, and now the main attraction. I'm gonna go ahead and take off this sweater. It's getting a little warm in here. Oh yeah. Is that supposed to be salt? No, we're out of the salt. We're Gucci. All right. Like I said earlier, my hands are pristine already, so no need to wash them. Now it says literally just combine them with your hands. Oh, 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 oh. I'll say already, this smells really good. Oh, 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 oh. You know, even if this ends up like not being made completely 100% accurately according to the recipe, I think it's gonna be good. It already smells delicious. So that's a good start. I don't know. Stop fucking the Hot Pocket. I mean, I gotta at least have a little bit of innuendo in my stream. If I don't, then like, I don't give the viewers what they came here for. Emphasis on the word came. It is destroyed dick December after all, right? Okay, I'd say this is like properly mixed. It's not to like over mix, so I don't want to like go too ham on this, but like, okay, this looks pretty uniformly mixed at this point. Okay, oh fuck, my hands smell so fucking good. You know, I really shouldn't eat raw meat, but like, that does taste nice. What is it gonna do? Is it gonna kill me? Whatever, dude. What did ancient man do before they discovered fire? They just sat there and starved to death? Wild animals eat raw meat every day. I don't see them dying left and right. They eat vegetables? Yeah, like fucking soy boy, beta cuck boys. Not a good look. Alright. Anyways, let's see here. So we stir and combine, do not overmix. Add a tablespoon of 2 waters need to keep a wet mixture. I feel like this is plenty wet as it is. Like, I can tell you this. I can definitely already form a meatball from this, but maybe I'll add like a tiny bit. How much did it say to add? A tablespoon or 2? I mean, like, I feel like it's barely necessary, but alright, fine. This is a, tablespoon. I just washed my hands, fuck. That was dumb, that did nothing. Like, this is already fine as is. I wish you could smell this, chat. This smells legitimately amazing already. I'm actually really looking forward to cooking this up, because I feel like it's actually gonna be delicious. And we still need to stuff it with mozzarella. Oh. I'm just gonna nail this first try. I wanted part of this meme to be like I have no idea what I'm doing, so I talk it up at some point of the cooking adventure and like end up with a really ghetto dish. But maybe this is my fault for choosing too simple of a meal so far. I don't know. All right. Anyways, what's next? Okay, now we get to the portion where we get the cheese out. All right, we're gonna put this off to the side. Ta-da! Streamer, you're supposed to use real fresh mozzarella. See what that says on the bottom there? That says the word mozzarella. It's all the same in my book, dude. You have that bowl? Wow, congratulations. You too bought a bowl from Walmart 10 years ago. All right, so it says cut cheese into 24 cubes, about ½ an inch in size. I don't really know how much these will produce on their own, but I feel like if anything, I can just like cut as many as needed because like they're already a nice little convenient stick format anyway, so like I can start small. If I need more, I just cut more, right? Can't eat these wrappers? Not with that attitude, you can't. Have you ever tried? Maybe they're delicious, dude. I don't know. But like, I don't know. How many will this make? Like, I think I cut these into like 6 chunks or something. So like, it says 24, so I guess just going with 4 of these should probably do fine. I mean, the good news is I can just always just eat the rest, right? Because it's literally just string cheese. So like, oh no, extra mozzarella. Whatever will I do with it? Lida, you're very hung up on this raw meat licking, okay? Clearly, you're not as experienced in licking raw meat as I am, but you get used to it over time. You get used to the taste, you get used to the experience. Eventually, it becomes second nature. I get it. Females probably aren't quite as used to that. Well, actually, no, they are, just in their own way. They're more used to like sausage compared to like, you know, beef flaps, but it's all the same after a while. We're talking about food, by the way. It's a wholesome Christian stream, of course. Okay. So like, I don't know. We need 24 of these, so we just cut them like thirds like this. This will make exactly 24, because I think I know how to do math. I'm Asian, so I'm probably good at math, right? Sure. Lido's right, mozzarella sticks don't melt very well. I don't necessarily think I need them to melt though, just because they'll be in the middle of a meatball anyway, so I don't want them to like ooze out anyway. So as long as they're kind of like warmed up and just kind of like soft, that's probably fine, honestly. We're gonna find out. We'll see how it works. Okay, anyways, use a medium cookie scoop or spoon to scoop the meat. Oh my, okay. And then we're gonna put them on a 1.5 inch bowls and place them on the pan. Alright. Let's get to ball forming, shall we? I don't have like a cookie scoop. That's not a thing I own, so I guess I'll just use a regular ass spoon and call it good enough. Alright. Use liberal amounts of lube, something Chad should know plenty about. Actually, you all probably watch a World of Warcraft streamers, so you probably don't know a whole lot much about that actually, in retrospect, but whatever, dude. Alright. I don't have a clean spoon. Well. Alright. Hey, what's up? Street Sign X coming in hot with the tier 1 sub now for 12 months. Oh shit, this is Kroger's? Thank you, dude. Glad you're enjoying. Your sub will go directly to the Hot Pockets, Doritos, and Fancy Hot Pockets Fund. Congrats on your little rec sub, sir. Okay, so it says to do like 1.5 inch balls. I don't know, like, is this a 1.5 inch ball right here? I feel like I maybe need slightly more than this. Now I need to form like the cheese. Well, actually, maybe if I put the cheese in the center, maybe it's gonna get larger. It's gonna go in the oven, so like doesn't really matter how large it is. It'll get like uniformly cooked-ish anyways, right? So let's see how well I can do this. This is the part for binging with Babish where they like make a timeline. Ooh, we would just like make a time lapse over this shit, but whatever, dude. I guess we're just doing this raw. All right, so we gotta like wrap this around the cheese. Okay, I mean, I guess that works. I'm a little worried that's just gonna like burst out. It's gonna burst out all at once in a very creamy mixture that'll splatter everywhere, but it looks like bowl shaped, right? There's in theory mozzarella in the center of this, so okay. Bowl number 1. Nice. You know, it says to use a spoon to scoop this shit out, but I think I'm just gonna use my hands. That's probably fine, right? But I think I need a better way of like wrapping this around. I feel like maybe I should make like a disc almost and then wrap it that way. Like so. Put it in there and then just like, I had to choose balls to make as my first thing for this cooking segment, didn't I? I could have gone something more, I don't know, more square shaped. Oh well. Too rough? Oh, I gotta tenderly, just gotta tease a little bit. Sorry. I'm used to being very rough with my balls, what can I say? Is that an open wound on my thumb? No, it's like winter time, so my skin is getting all rough and peely and scaly and disgusting. Don't mind that, right? It's not an open wound, it's just like a, I don't know, a scab or just don't pay attention, okay? Just don't dwell on that too much. Not relevant. Fuck, you actually have no idea how good this smells. Like the ghetto breadcrumbs that I made, unironically, I think are actually gonna be amazing. And the reason I say that is because you can kind of smell like the little burnt tips. So like, you know, for example, if you've ever had barbecue before, and if you haven't, like what the fuck are you doing with your life? If you had barbecue, like the little burnt ends of the barbecue are always really tasty, right? So you can kind of taste like the tiny little burntness of it. And it's kind of like, I can smell the little burnt tips of the toasted bread to the point where it's kind of like adding to the experience. You just need a P.O. box so you can send me meat handling gloves? Why the fuck does it matter? Like, it'd be one thing if I was handling like raw chicken, like at that point, like, okay, maybe I'd be a little bit more concerned, but like, come on. It's raw beef. You can technically eat raw beef, right? It's not actually not supposed to be like ultra dangerous, right? Not ideal, like, you know, you probably shouldn't just be consuming raw beef every day, but like if you lick raw beef, is it gonna kill you? Come on now. Okay, that's 4. This is supposed to be making 24 of them. I don't know, like, I mean, the size consistency here is not like perfect, I admit, but like this seems approximately correct, right? I don't know. I feel like just by eyeballing this, I'm doing well enough. Yeah, exactly. Carpaccio exists. Okay, that's a little much. Carpaccio exists, where like you literally just have like raw beef in there, right? Y'all freaking out. You're freaking out over nothing. I'm only gonna get like a tiny bit of food poisoning from this, okay? Just a little smidge of food poisoning, nothing major, nothing serious. Real men don't cook the meat? I guess I'm not a real man then. I gotta say I do prefer the taste of cooked meat over just raw stuff. Just me. Alright, yeah, I definitely still have a healthy amount of this shit to go. I mean, I swear to you, I'm gonna start getting impatient and just like making bigger and bigger balls just because I wanna just like use all of this, but might just need to leave it in the oven for like an extra, I don't know, 5 minutes or something, but that's fine. Oh, this is gonna be a chunky one, right? This is gonna be a thick ball right here, but that's okay. A little ASMR for you boys. Yeah. Bacteria sits on the outside of meat, that's why searing destroys it, so when you have minced/ground beef, it's mixing the bacteria into the meat. Well, look at this guy actually trying to use science for his arguments. Cringe. Don't you know it's 2022? We base our arguments on feelings and emotions in 2022, not actual logic or science. You should know that by now. This man has never been on Twitter before. Unbelievable. Yeah, okay, so based on the size I'm making this, you'll notice this is the first one. This is like by far the smallest one. They've gotten progressively larger as I've gotten more and more impatient. These are probably gonna end up being closer to like, I don't know. It's supposed to make 24 of these, right? But in reality, I think I'll end up making closer to like 16, but that's fine. I can always, like I said, adjust the cooking time accordingly. But so far, I don't know, I feel like this is working fine. What am I gonna be doing with these balls? Your mother. Got him. Too easy, boys. It's too easy. Look at that. This is what it looks like up close. Doesn't that look like kind of nice, actually? I mean, I don't know. Like all like the little onions and garlic and cheese interspersed in there. Like I said, if it wasn't the fact that like I knew this was raw meat, I would just pop one of these into my mouth right now. Looks tasty as fuck, dude. I'm gonna eat the leftover mozzarella off that dirty cutting board, aren't I? I would never do that. That would be very irresponsible. Okay, I'm definitely running out of beef to the point where this is not even gonna make like 12. Alright, well, whatever, dude. That's fine. In fact, this is probably close to the last one here, yikes. You know what, fuck it. God damn it, dude. Alright, we made these too large. This was supposed to make 24. These are gonna be like some giant ass meatballs, but you know, I prefer my balls to be large anyways. I'm a large ball enjoyer. F health department rating. I'm not looking to open a restaurant anytime soon. I don't really give a fuck what they think. There will be one and only one person consuming these balls, and it will be me, and they're going to be delicious, I'm pretty sure, so I'm not too worried about it. Okay, and it's like kind of the last little bit here. This last one feels like more, you know, everything that isn't the meat in here and not the actual meat, but whatever, we're gonna try our best to form this into something vaguely meatball shaped still. This one will cook a little weird, but whatever, dude, that's fine. Like a small chunk in here, there we go. This will be like a little mini adorable one. This one's probably gonna get burned since it's gonna cook more than other ones will, but whatever, dude, it's fine. Okay, yeah, this one. This one's kind of the ugly duckling of the crowd. This one's like barely meat. It's more like, I don't know. It's not really a meatball, it's more like a everything besides meatball, but whatever, dude. It'll still be good. Yeah, that's fine. Alright, yeah, so that was supposed to make 24. That ended up being 11. Oops. I guess they were supposed to be like literally twice as small as that, but yeah, whatever. Like I said, I enjoy large balls anyways. For health and safety purposes, what I'm doing right here is completely pre-recorded and pre-rendered. This is CGI, okay? That was not real footage right there. Okay. What's next? Bake uncovered for 17 to 20 minutes or until no longer pink in the middle. Well, alright then. In they go. I'm gonna set at 20. I can almost guarantee you I'm gonna need more than that because, like I said, I made them a little thick, but that's that. I'll give them proper time because, if anything, we need to make our marinara sauce now anyway, so we've got time. Okay, I gotta not like eat all of these because this is like really tasty and I'm gonna be not hungry. For later. I'm not gonna eat these obviously because these touch raw meat cutting boards, but I'll use them for other cooking things that I do all the time. Yeah. Okay. Not even searing them first. Yeah, look, man. This is called Clueless Bachelor cooking. It's not called fancy ultra bougie cooking with Dali. This is called I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing. I'm just following a recipe to a T, okay? Would they be better if I pre-seared them, if I crusted them for whatever first? Yeah, maybe, but like, I prefer to be rougher with my balls. Alright, anyways. Bake, uncover. Okay, so we're baking. Okay, so now we gotta get to the marinara sauce. I'm using the most normie, super easy shit ever that I found as my first result on Google. It's the marinara sauce recommended by New York Times. I'm gonna link it in chat right here. That's the recipe we're making. This ain't gonna be anything fancy. It's gonna be your pretty typical normie marinara sauce, but that's all we need because it's kind of like it's just the sauce to our main dish, right? It doesn't need to be like the extra fancy shit, right? Okay. Let's do it. So let's see. What do I need to do here? Any instructions? Here we go. Okay. Pour tomatoes into a large bowl. All right. I will, before we start using this bowl for marinara sauce, I will, I guess, wash this bowl. Maybe that's a good idea. If it weren't for the raw meat in there, I would definitely just leave it as is because I want to I would want it to soak up all the rest of that flavor that bowl still had left over. But raw beef, like, all right, fine. Although I guess the beef would technically be cooked in the marinara, but whatever, dude. Okay. Yeah. Any Italian in the stream? Mortadella. Pepperoncini. Buongiorno. There we go. It's a me, Mario. Alright, anything else would be considered a hate crime, so I'm gonna stop there. Alright. So, for our tomatoes, you know your boy got his great value. Whole peeled tomatoes. It said to get San Marzano tomatoes. I don't know if that's what these are, but they're tomatoes, so we're gonna call this good enough. It's probably fine. Whatever, dude. A can opener. Here it is. Anyways, what am I supposed to do here? Pour tomatoes into a large bowl, crush with my hands? Oh my, don't mind if I do. I should probably wash my hands though. Okay, hold on. Alright, fine. God damn it, my hands are already dry enough as it is. That is definitely something I struggle with ever since I moved out to the Midwest. Like the dry air when it gets cold definitely destroys my skin, dude. I should really consider like moisturizing, but I'm a man, I don't need lotion. Okay, let's see. Slippo picked the right time to be isolated with COVID. From all of us here in chat, I think I can represent us by saying, when you die, give me your stuff, please. Thank you. All right. It says pour 1 cup of water into here, but like, I feel like it's not really necessary to pour any water into this just because this is already pretty liquidy as it is. I'm gonna hold off on the water unless I really feel like I need it. Okay, yeah, no, I'm not gonna do that. All right, I guess we're just gonna crush it with our hands, okay. I feel like it's just gonna squirt everywhere. Oh, yeah, I definitely did. Oh my, I don't know if you heard that, but... Nice. The camera software just automatically shuts down after a little while. That's nice. Alright, hold on. Alright, we're back. Audio? Question mark? Woody? Answer is no. The audio was not working. Okay, hold on. Sound was coming from the PC room? Not like this. Oh wait, oh, I think it's working now. Okay, how about now? I think it's working, right? Wiguchi? Chad? How we doing? Works now. Hey, alright, cool. That's really weird. That shit software that I use for some reason just decides to just like, the program just turns off. Anyways, you were about to. Don't worry, I saved the good part for you guys. What have I done? Okay. Unironically though, let's actually like squeeze this up a little bit here. I'm so sorry, Chad. I gotta do it. This is actually legitimately because for the cooking. It's not because. Oh yeah. Okay. Well, I'll just squeeze that all over myself. Oh. Okay. That'll do. Definitely a little spurge. A little spuge. We're good. Alright. Volume is low? Okay, hold on. One sec, boys. Technical difficulties. We'll figure it out. Music's... Yeah, I know, obviously the mic is the one that's low. How do I fix that, though? Oh, the glories of live streaming. Okay, let me know if this gets better. How about now? Is it better? Perfect. technology. How does it work? I have no fucking idea. I just press buttons and things happen. Anyways, okay. Let's see. Large skillet. Large skillet, do not use deep pot over medium heat. Heat the oil. When it's hot, add garlic. Okay, oh yeah, we need to add more garlic. That's right. So we'll put that off to the side. And, okay, I think we need, what is it, 7 cloves of garlic for this? Like I said, there was gonna be more garlic needed, so here we are. I'm just gonna use another bowl as my quote-quote trash for garlic shaving since you're still sitting on my trash can right now. Alright, so we need 7 cloves. I don't know if I have 7 cloves left in this thing, but we'll probably just get as many as we can. Whatever, dude. That's 1, 2, 3. That's like a really small one, but 4. Yeah, it's definitely not 7. I can always spice this up. I've got like garlic powder. I can always just use that as the extra little oomph that it needs if necessary. Because yeah, that's 5, and this admittedly is a giant one, but that's 6. So we're a little short, but whatever, dude. That's good enough. I didn't know how many like my little clove thing had left, or like a little bunch of garlic that I had left. I was hoping to be enough. We're 1 short, but it's close enough, right? Okay. Did I use this with raw meat? Yeah, I definitely did. Ooh, I can hear the meatballs kind of like sizzling in there. Ooh, fuck it, man. I'll give you guys a little preview. I don't know if you can hear that, but... Okay, ignore the giant little streaks of disgustingness going down. That's looking pretty good. Smells really good. Oh, fuck. Mmm. Oh, baby, we got this shit rolling. Booty. Alright. Anyways, let's smash this shit up, shall we? Jizz on the oven door? Yes, I furiously masturbate on my oven door every now and then. It's a weird kink, but you know, don't judge me. What I do in the privacy of my own home is not your business. So what am I supposed to do with this? I think I'm supposed to sliver these. I'm not supposed to, like, it says sliver specifically. So for those that know more about cooking than I do, what is the difference between, like, slivering and mincing? I take it slivering something closer to, like, oh! You just, like, cut them in, like, little slices, but not, like, you know, into tiny chunks, right? Okay, just slice thinly. Okay, I can do that. That sounds... something even Clueless streamer can figure out. Oh, very, very thin. Well, I'll see what I can do. I can't make any guarantees that I'm gonna like slice them perfectly, but I'll try my best. What's the over/under on me slicing my hands open at some point during this little series here? Eventually, at the end of like 20 cooking streams, how many injuries will I have? Probably plenty. You don't want thick chunks? Hey, some people are into that sort of thing, aren't they? Alright, well, what qualifies as like a slice? Like something like maybe... Shit, I don't know. Okay, that's too thick. Fuck, man. Okay, I'm just gonna sort of wing this. Whatever, dude. How do you even slice this by, like... and not just having them fly everywhere? I mean, I guarantee this is probably too thick, right? Just dice it? I mean, that's kind of what I'm tempted to do, to be honest. I'm sure a professional cook could, like, actually slice these in, like, a very thin, uniform manner, but, like... this is probably fine. These are a little thick, I will admit, but... Yeah, whatever. Yeah, CBA. This is fine. Just cook it a little extra time. It'll be fine, dude. It'll get nice and soft and delicious either way. Whoa, not looking to lose a finger. This is fine. Whatever, dude. Oh my god, the oven is smelling so good, boys. I'm actually kind of impressed with myself that I managed to make something that smells this good already. I don't even care what it tastes like. It already smells amazing. Oh, okay, yeah, these are just, okay, yeah. Are they too thick? Absolutely, but it's fine, dude. There's nothing wrong with some garlic chunks. Garlic, really, it doesn't really matter how, in what form you eat garlic. It's gonna be delicious regardless, so I'm not too worried about this. I'm not looking to lose my fingers. Whatever, fuck it. Yeah. Literally just smells like garlic. Oh, dude, it smells amazing. Come on, come on. All right. Can you pool money to have me take a local cooking class? Chat, you are my cooking class. You are teaching me live as we stream. You already came up with like the cool crush the breadcrumbs in a Ziploc bag idea. That worked. It's no fun if I know how to cook on stream. It's more fun if I don't know how to cook, so that's the point. It's more entertaining that way. Come on now. Alright, anyways, so that's the garlic. So I'm supposed to put this shit over a skillet that I should have been heating up this entire time. Rip. Do that now. What else can I do while I wait for that? Not use a deep pot over medium heat. Heat the oil. When it's hot, add garlic. Yeah, I should have done that earlier. Shit. As soon as the garlic is sizzling, do not let it brown. Add the tomatoes. Then if I'm using... Oh, I get it. We're supposed to use the reserved tomato water. Add the whole blah, blah, blah later. I don't know. This feels like it's already like very liquidy enough to the point where like adding extra water to this would be excessive. I'll fill this up with water, I guess, for now, but like, I highly doubt I'll use this. I feel like I was probably supposed to have a can of just tomatoes with no liquid inside of it, so the fact that like, there's already liquid in it is probably gonna be fine. I'm alright. As I cook it in, I'll reduce. I'll add in water as needed. How about that? Got a bunch of fancy professional chefs and challenge. Oh, don't worry, sure, it'll reduce down. Ah, yes, we'll create a nice little roux. Once you get the base of the turmeric acids rolling inside the dish, it's gonna be wonderful, marvelous. Mwah. I'm just reading a bunch of words on a recipe, dude. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay. I mean, for the most part, we're mostly just done with the hard work, I think. I was supposed to use basil at some point, but like, I don't own basil. Oh, it said, oh, that's what it was. Like, you could either use basil, or if you were lazy, you could just use oregano instead. And I was like, well, fuck that, I'm gonna be lazy, so I got oregano, obviously. And it also says you could use like chili peppers to add in, or it said like if you're lazy, you can just use red pepper flakes. So you know your boy's just using red pepper flakes because like, you think I'm actually gonna like be bougie and cut up a chili pepper? Hard pass, hard pass. What kind of NA marinara recipe am I following that has no onions in it? Is marinara supposed to have onions in it? Yeah, I guess sometimes it does, doesn't it? I mean, I do have extra onions that I just, fuck it, dude. I've got extra time since we're just waiting for the skillet to heat up. I asked earlier, what am I gonna do with the rest of this little tiny onion? Well, shit, I guess we found the answer. It's just that easy, boys. Because, yeah, I agree. A match made in absolute heaven is onions and garlic. Has any dish ever combined onions and garlic together and not been amazing? Oh, that's the meatballs. Oh, I was definitely supposed to flip them at some point. Okay, I'm just gonna flip them now. And, and we'll just assume they need a little bit more time anyways after that, right? So, actually, if we put this like over here, maybe. that's close enough, whatever. I made them like extra large, right? So because of that, they should take longer to cook anyways. Oh, baby, that smells good. Oh. Oh. Come on, Chad. Tell me you're not like at least a little bit impressed. Come on. Okay. Yeah, I can definitely tell some of these have had a bit of a, let's say, a blowout, in that I can tell there's some cheese melting out. So perhaps my wrapping job was not the greatest. Okay, in fact, all of these looks like they've blown out, but that's okay. They're still marinating in the cheese juices. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's a chunky one right there. Is there a single one that didn't blow out? Little premature ejaculation, it'll happen sometimes. Happens to the best of them. Overall though, they still have the cheese like on them. It's like, the cheese is still like melted on top of the meatball, even if it's not like contained inside of it anymore. Whatever dude, it's fine. I get the feeling it's still gonna be quite tasty. So yeah, let's throw these in for another, I don't know, 5 minutes or something? Maybe like 8 minutes? Probably get the job done. Oh, careful, SpongeBob. Careful, SpongeBob. Careful, SpongeBob. Oh, okay. All right. Put like 5 minutes, I think is fine. Gotta kind of hurry up on the marinara though. We can always just leave it in the oven, like have it like on warm, right? All right. Okay, so. Nice balls, thank you, sir. All right, so yeah, I agree with the idea of like adding some onions to this shit. If a dish has garlic, it's almost mandatory you add onions to it as well, right? I don't think I need much. Honestly, I think just literally just one slice of onions is probably fine. But no one in the history of mankind has ever said, "Oh, that dish has garlic? Ugh, don't add onions to it." What? Of course you do. Okay, once again, don't judge me for how I cut an onion. It's how I do it. I am aware of the fact that it's not the right way to do it, but it still works, and that's all that really matters. It's pizza style. Makes it taste like pizza. What we're cooking is an Italian dish anyways, right? It's a me, Mario. Okay, yeah. All right. The frozen pizza technique? Oh, shut up. Alrighty, let's actually throw this shit in the skillet, shall we? How well can we get this in the frame here? Oh, that'll work. Okay. Supposed to put oil in there. How much oil? All right. So this was something that said for me to do. It wanted me to get olive oil. I very, very heavily considered just going with like, vegetable oil is close enough, right? But look at this. Look how adorable a little olive oil container I found. I've never had to use olive oil for anything before, so I don't have any olive oil on hand. So I was thinking I was just using vegetable oil, but then I saw this on the shelf. I was like, it's so adorable. It's just this tiny little thing. So like, all right. I can pay $2 for this. Whatever, dude. Supposed to put a quarter cup in here, which feels like a lot. All right, chat. Maybe you can help me out on this one, because this is something I've never known my entire life, and at this point I've been like too afraid to ask. What defines extra virgin olive oil? What is the difference between just like regular olive oil and quote extra virgin? Because this is the extra virgin stuff. So, sex jokes aside, because it hasn't had sex yet, haha, very funny. What makes this extra virgin olive oil and not just like, I don't know, regular ass olive oil? Any scientists in chat? Extra virgin means it plays well. Okay, yeah, I can see that. The first press of oils? Okay, literally none of you are helping. Well, then... that's what I get for asking chat, I guess. Okay. Oh, listen to that, boys. That's a good sound right there. Now I'm supposed to do this and keep doing it until it's like... I don't want it to be brown, apparently. Oh, that's definitely splattering everywhere. Let's turn that down a little bit. Jesus, okay. That smells amazing, holy fuck. Surprise, surprise, garlic, onions, and oil combined together on a skillet smells good. Who would have guessed? Yeah, I definitely made the skillet way too hot though. Whoops. Smell this, chat. Hit it with the red chili flakes? It says for me to do that later, but like... Oh, okay, it says that as soon as the garlic is sizzling... Ah, fuck it, dude. You know what? We'll get a little frisky. Fine, we'll add them now, if I can open this. Oh! How much am I supposed to do this shit? It doesn't say, just pinched pepper flakes, just a pinch, I guess. Okay, that's that's probably a lot. Whatever, dude. That's fine. Oh, I see the meatballs right there. Oh, that was a lot. Okay, well, we're gonna have some spicy marinara sauce today, boys. Oh, but it smells so good. It's so worth it. Well, is spicy marinara sauce a thing? Because it's about to be. That smells amazing though. Hashtag no regrets. Alright. Let's get the meatballs out of here. Buddy. It's time. No stream tomorrow. Streamers on the toilet crying. Hey, you know what? What I do to my large intestine off stream is my business, okay? Let me live my best life. Yeah, shut up, microwave. Oh, careful, SpongeBob. Careful, SpongeBob. Alright. Nice. Those look pretty fucking good to me, dude. I mean, can you see these well? Okay, you can't really see them, but... there they are. Now, once again, I will admit that some of the mozzarella might have spuged out a bit, but I can tell you it smells amazing, and they look done, so I don't know. I think it'll work. I think we'll get the job done. Throw some of our ultra spicy marinara sauce on, and who knows, this might be an actual meal. Maybe. A little spooge, yes sir. Any spoogers in chat? Now, as someone who doesn't really cook all that often, I don't really know, shut up microwave, I don't really know when garlic is considered like done, or like, you know, when the point, oh my god. Whew, okay, I definitely put a lot of red chili pepper flakes in here. Whew, yeah, that's a little spicy smelling, but how do you know when the shit's like done? How do you know when like it's time to add the marinara or like the tomatoes? I don't actually know. Oh, it smells like I'm making like a Mexican dish. Okay, well, my colon will be cleansed. Oh, shut up. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Okay, so the garlic is sizzling. So at this point, I'm supposed to add red pepper flakes, which I already did, oregano, and salt. It says 1 teaspoon of kosher salt. I'm gonna just kind of wing it and just like throw salt in there. So I'm gonna just add all this shit now. Okay. Yeah, I definitely need to crush these tomatoes up a little bit more too. Little tomato jizz. Okay. Oh, fuck my salt. Yeah, wait. Yeah. I don't know what a teaspoon is, but yeah, that's fine. Okay, that's a lot. Okay, whatever. And oregano. I'm just gonna eyeball this. Whatever, dude. That seems fine. Okay. For those that are freaking the fuck out, I do like my dishes very salted. I definitely like things on the much saltier side, so the fact that I just oversalted this, like memes aside, is actually fine. Because generally speaking, I prefer things to be like, I'm the type of person where like I put salt in my dishes and people are like, that's a lot of salt. Whoa, dude, are you really want your dish that salty? I'm just like, yes, it's fine. I know what I'm doing, chat. Trust me. Ignore the title of this stream. I'm actually a professional cook. Yeah, this is definitely not really... Well, it kind of smells like marinara. It's still a little bit chunky, let's just say, but... And oily. It feels like I added a lot of oil to this, but... This is like really oily. It's called for a 1/4 cup. That feels very unnecessary. Turn this shit up a little bit. It's definitely still rather chunky. I guess I probably should have done some more sexual jokes with these tomatoes before I called this good enough and crushed, but I guess I don't mind some texture to my marinara. That's probably fine, dude. Whatever. How do I set my onion or my oven to like warm? Is that a setting? Is that a thing? Because I want to like make sure these meatballs don't get cold. 170 is the lowest setting. We'll call that good enough. Oh, it's ready. Huh, nice. I put it to 170. That's fine, right? You guys are saying 200, but man, whatever, dude. 170 is fine. Yeah. All right. Get the ignite rolling. So, I'm gonna be honest, this looks very, I mean, I don't know, like, it's marinara sauce, right? So, like, it's supposed to look red, right? But I don't know how well you can tell. It's a little oily. It's got this, like, film of oil on top, which, like, feels to me like I made it too oily, like, added too much. But it called for a 1/4 cup, so, like, I don't fucking know. But I'm almost tempted to add, like, some water to this or something to make it, like, less oily. I mean, like, I'm a fan of oil, right? So I'm not, like, upset by it, but... Whatever, dude. Fridge splatter? Oh. I was thinking like, oh, that's probably splatter from some previous cooking venture, but okay, yeah, you're right. There we go. Hey, I've lived in this apartment now for like 3 years. 3+ years, in fact. When you consider that, like, yeah, you know, my kitchen looks fine, right? I'm sure you guys have seen probably bigger disasters than this after like 3 years of living somewhere. While I'm not exactly like a pristine living person who lives in like absolutely pristine, clean conditions at all times, like, I don't know. I'm not so embarrassed of how dirty my kitchen is to not want to show it to you, so that must mean something, right? Just let it simmer, it'll reduce and thicken, and flavors will develop more by just let it be and stir. Yeah, but I want to eat now. I'm hungry. I mean, yeah, I get that. You're right. It'll probably get, like, be reduced after a while, but, like... But, Dad, I want to eat now. I'm hungry. Oh, it does smell good, though. I've never made homemade marinara sauce. I've always just used the shit out of the jars, which, like, honestly, is usually plenty enough for me, because, like, the jars... I don't know, call me a basic bitch, but the jars of marinara sauce are already delicious. Like, as is, right? But, alright, I guess... I was thinking of making noodles with this and, like, adding spaghetti, but, like, I figured, if I'm making something like related to gourmet Hot Pockets, so for those that tune in late, we're making meatballs and mozzarella Hot Pockets, right? So it's like, we're making the meatballs with stuffed with mozzarella, and like if you had a meatballs and mozzarella Hot Pocket, you would know that there's like marinara sauce stuffed inside of the Hot Pocket. So I figured like, you know what, we'll leave out the noodles because there's no noodles inside of a Hot Pocket, right? So we'll literally just go with like the fancy meatballs with marinara on top. Keep it pure, keep it simple. Ooh. Someone asked, is it simmering? Oh, you're goddamn right it's simmering. Booty. Mmm. Not gonna lie, I don't remember the last time my apartment smelled this good. I must be doing something right, dude. Wow. Alright, well, I'm gonna let you enjoy the simmering noises. I'm gonna take a piss because this whiskey is going straight through me, so. Enjoy the view of simmering mozzarella, marinara, and I am going to take a piss. Be right back. I'll leave the door open so you get the full audio experience. Yeah, I was just taking a piss, don't mind me. Oh, it's simmering now, boys. Oh my. Gosh, that shit's actually really going. In fact, I should probably turn the heat down a little bit. You know, I should probably let this simmer longer, but I'm very tempted to just call this good enough at this point and just say, fuck it, we're gonna eat this, because this already looks good as fuck, dude. It smells good as fuck, too. Garlic is like nice and squishy to the point where it just like, kind of like breaks up, kind of like a, if you were gonna make mashed potatoes already, it's kind of like nice and gives to any sort of pressure, so that's a good sign. Yes, yes. Where is, oh, it's right here. The problem is chat's like way over there, so if I want to read what you're saying, I have to like walk over in that direction just to see what you're saying. I can't just stand here and see what chat's saying. One sec, let me see what the people are saying. Unsanitary roommate makes you dinner ASMR? I'm not your roommate, but I'll give you ASMR. I wasn't washing hands to give you the extra authentic flavor. I can neither confirm or deny where I washed my hands. Why would I, dude? I absolutely mashed my dick before stream started today, and it looks just fine to me. I'm just saying. It is Destroyed Dick December after all. I'm just saying. Can you mash my dick as well? Sir, you don't get to do that for free. You gotta pay extra for that sort of content. Exclamation point OnlyFans coming soon. Alright, I'm willing to call this good enough at this point. I'm aware of the fact that I could let this simmer probably legitimately for like another 20 minutes. And it would be even better and better and better over time, but I'm kind of willing to call this good enough. This is definitely chunkier than most marinara sauces I've ever had in my life. Most marinara sauces tend to be, like I said, out of the jar, so they're rather, you know, smooth and uniform. I don't necessarily think chunky equals bad. Right, right, guys? You know what I'm talking about. I don't know. What do we think, chat? Is this good enough? Is that good? Can you smell it? Can you see that consistency right there? I'm willing to call it good enough, honestly. Hey, what's up, Pookies? There he is. Coming in hot with the tier 1 sub now for 29 months. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. The sub will go directly to the Hot Pockets and Doritos Fund. Thanks for hanging out, dude. Glad you are enjoying. All right, cool. Take that off the heats. Get the bowls in. Fuck, that smells good. Holy shit. This is like an entire pound of meat, so that should be enough for like 2 meals. I'll probably just have like half of this for now and save the other half for later. Paper towel. Ganball on whether it's tasty? Well, how do you know, like, what do you define as tasty? Like, you know, that's good, but not great. Like, whatever, dude, we're just gonna eat it. What's the pocket part? I'm not really doing the pocket part. Like, I thought about for the longest time, like, how to do a Hot Pockets cooking stream. Like, I thought about trying to, like, emulate actually making, like, an actual Hot Pocket, but that's, number one, it would take forever, because you have to, like, bake it. And number two, it's just, like, it's so limiting at that point, right? It's easier to, like, show off and get a little bit fancier with it if you can be a bit more creative by not having to, like, put it inside of a pocket, so. We're gonna do more of these. I think we'll do, like, you know, there's a bazillion flavors of Hot Pockets, right? So, like, I can do, like, a different themed Hot Pocket flavor every week or something, like, you know. What's another good one? You can do Wada's favorite, chicken bacon ranch, right? Like, I don't know, come up with some sort of dish that uses those 3 ingredients. Alright, anyways, let's serve this shit. Okay. I guess I'll just sort of poke this shit with a fork. Like I said, I think I'll eat like half of these for now, leave the other half for later. I made, what, 11 of these? So like, just go with the small ones. We'll get 6 of the small ones. Yeah, that one where it was like barely a meatball and more like just like a stuffing ball with like a little bit of meat inside of it, turned out. Actually, that looks, oh man, that looks, I'm not gonna lie, man. That looks pretty good. See that steam coming off there too? Ooh, shit. Let's go, okay. Okay. That's 5 and 6. And how do we scoop in the marinara sauce? Got a ladle. Ah. Idea. Okay, hold on a minute. Oh, that's a little spicy. I had a lot of red chili pepper flakes. That's okay. Still tastes good. That's fine. This is fine. It's gonna be spicy meatballs, but you know what? That's not bad. It's fine. Oh no. What did I do? Maybe the recipe called for a pinch and not, you know, like a giant, that sort of thing, but that's fine. That's going to add to the experience. Let me see if I can just get away with dumping this into the bowl first, and then I can scoop it out and save the rest for later in the bowl. Oh. Careful, SpongeBob. Careful, SpongeBob. Oh, okay. Oh, careful, careful, careful. All right. There we go. Now I can easily heat this up later too. Perfect. Okay, well, you can kind of maybe see what I'm talking about when you just look at the little part I just wiped off the paper, off of like the skillet with the paper towel. Like, see all those little flakes in there? It's not tomatoes, I can tell you that. Let's sample the marinara first before we even put it on the meatballs, because I kind of want to know, like, maybe I should be a little conservative with how much marinara I put on there. Let's see. Okay. Delicious. Maybe a little spicy. That's fine. It tastes good. I'm gonna get myself, unironically, maybe pour myself a glass of milk for this though. All right, yeah. Okay. That, when they said a pinch of red pepper flakes, they meant a pinch and not just like, oh, you know, just give a nice little just healthy chunk in there. We're gonna be a little conservative on the sauce because I don't really feel like shitting fire tonight, so. Oh, I think I'll give you the money shot. We've played it up for you guys. We'll do like the fancy cooking shows. Oh yeah. I don't know what I'll do with the rest of the sauce because I clearly don't need a lot. I wish I had some. Okay, now this is admittedly the part where like having parsley would come in the clutch just for the presentation. It'd be handy to just have it for like the garnish, but oh well. Do I have literally anything green that I could put on top of this to make this look good? I don't, but how about this? We have Parmesan. All right, here we go. This is gonna save it right here, actually. There we go. Okay, that looks like a microwave meal that I heated up, or more accurately, my mom heated up. All right, all right. I mean, like, throw it in the microwave, sir. That's some fancy-ass cooking you just witnessed here. I'm not gonna ruin it in the microwave. Yeah, that looks okay. All right, all right. Where's the carbs? Your mom? Something about enjoying some... Never mind. Okay. All right, we'll see how it is, shall we? Only one way to find out. Oh. Now let's see if we cut into this. Let's see if we can like get the cross section of the mozzarella in there. Not much. I mean, if you look really closely, you can sort of see a pocket where mozzarella used to be. Most of it just kind of spuged out. You can kind of see like right here, I guess. Sort of. A little. Kind of. Not much. Needs to cook more? Nah, dude, it's honestly perfect. Looks fine. It's like just barely pink in the middle. Honestly, I think it's cooked perfectly. If anything, maybe I overcooked it a little bit. boys, I'm not gonna lie. That's fucking delicious. Nah, you guys are saying like, oh, not as good as he thought. No, I was just savoring it. Dude, that's actually, in fact, okay, I'm gonna add a little more mozzarella, marinara actually. That's actually really good, shit. I think your boy nailed it. Oh, no shit. Shrimpy Darling coming in with the 5 gifted tier 1 subs. It is just that easy, boys. You make the shitty cooking dish, you get the subs. This is pretty tasty, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, like, is it authentic Italian cooking? Debatable. Is it normie as fuck? Yeah, kinda. Did I cheap out on stuff like basil and chili peppers for, you know, cheaper stuff? Kinda, but did I cheap out on real mozzarella and just got string cheese instead? Absolutely, but that's pretty good. I would serve this at like a Super Bowl party. I'd make them smaller. I'd probably make it like half the size, but and I would also add more cheese in the middle because like once it cooked, especially with like the cheese huge, I would definitely add more because clearly it melts down to like a smaller size. But yeah, honestly, like for a Super Bowl party, this would be like a sick appetizer. Yeah, meatballs at a Super Bowl party. Of course that's a thing. What do you mean what? You've never had meatballs at a Super Bowl party? Sir. I mean, to be honest, these are like almost too bougie for a Super Bowl party, but like, yeah, I agree. It would go well with garlic bread, absolutely. This is Clueless Bachelor cooking. I'm not trying to get ultra fancy just yet, but like, milk with this, buddy. It's a little spicy. Not gonna lie. I'll be honest, the spice actually isn't a bad thing. The spice actually does an okay job of like kind of, I don't know, adding some zest to it or whatever you want to call it. You can see the cheese in there any better? No. Yeah, I definitely would have put more cheese in the center, for sure. Would have like doubled the amount of cheese I put in there. But like, good. Super Bowls are about like wings, dips, nachos, more dips, pretzels. Anytime. You just get the frozen bag of meatballs and you should put that out and maybe throw some barbecue sauce in there. That's absolutely a Super Bowl thing. Get the fuck out of here, dude. Honestly, boys, for my first ever Clueless Bachelor cooking stream, I was expecting worse than this. Let's put it that way. Not bad. Yeah, I agree, Charlie. It's actually, it does sort of like taste like a fusion between Mexican and Italian. I mean, to be honest, like the only thing doing that is probably like the red chili pepper flakes. But, whew, it's a little spicy. But not bad. Spicy equals Mexican. Look, okay. It's chili making it spicy, so it counts. You were asking what's with the tape on the oven. So, I sleep in this room, keep in mind. Like, this is my, so like, I use the quote-quote bedroom over there as my, my stream room. That's you, chat, say hello. So because of that, I use like the rest of my living room as like basically my bedroom. So because of that, that would be my bed, very private. Ignore the towel sitting on there, I just did laundry, okay? But because of that, I don't want like the oven clock light being like light at night because I prefer it to be like as dark as possible. So I put like the tape over the clock so it doesn't like, oh shit, I should probably turn off the oven, huh? All right. So anyways, yeah, that's for a little apartment tour for you boys. There you go. That's my jizz towel. Those are my bath towels that I just washed. I'm trying to find like, I'm hoping one of these meatballs has like, yeah, there's really not enough cheese in the middle. I'll be honest, I don't really taste any of like the mozzarella in the middle. I can taste some of it that like spewed out, which is nice. But for a dish that's supposed to be emulating like a Hot Pockets meatballs and mozzarella, there's not enough. Did you see Christmas lights? Buddy, we're full on festive mode in this apartment. Look at that shit. Oh yeah. Festive as fuck, dude. Wow. That what would shatter if I dropped it? What? Table looks like for Volpera. Yeah, it's not a table I ever use often, but yeah, it's way too low. But it's more just like almost like for decoration, so that way if someone happens to come over to my place, it appears as if I have real furniture that I actually use sometimes. I don't. Does that TV get a lot of views? It does now. I don't know, whenever I'm like chilling, just like watching a TV show or maybe like catching up on comfy YouTube videos or something. Okay, you know what? Fuck, I guess it's an apartment tour now. It's been long enough. It's not much. This is my apartment. Here you go. This is my Bachelor chair right here. It's a chair that I got for 20 bucks off Amazon. So, you know, don't judge me, but it works. Oh, hell yeah, brothers. That's the life right there. So yeah, I use this as like my little chill thing. It works. Oh, some tasty ass meatballs. My God, man. I don't want to say I nailed it first try, but I kind of nailed it first try, to be honest. The one seat parked in front of the TV. Like I said, I don't have visitors, ever. When I say this is like my bachelor pad and like my ultimate bachelor cooking stream, I mean it. Oh, here we go. Hey, look at this. Hold on, wait a minute. That's right there. Oh, shit. Is some cheese in the middle of the meatball. There it is. Okay. Oven's off, the lights. It's just the light here. Howdy. Look at the garlic. Okay, I will admit, I could have sliced the garlic a little bit better. It's still rather chunky. But it's not a bad thing, honestly. I don't necessarily mind chunks of garlic in my shit. Come on. All right. Now, before I get banned, I should probably stop here and I can finish these off later. But, I'm not gonna lie, dude. This is tasty. I will admit this was not exactly the most fancy recipe ever. It's not like it was a recipe that took hours of preparation, required some sort of like ultra fancy cooking techniques, but for a clueless bachelor that normally cooks about 5 meals on average, and that's it, that's a good start. And I think if anything, it's a good way to kind of kick off like the Hot Pocket series that we're gonna do. I might do like other dishes with the clueless bachelor cooking in addition to the Hot Pocket stuff, but it feels like a pretty obvious theme to follow, at least initially, right? So maybe what I'll do, in fact, I kind of like this idea. Maybe what I'll do is I'll go in Discord after the stream is over and you guys can decide which Hot Pockets flavor you want me to emulate next for the next Clueless Bachelor cooking stream. I could come up with like my, maybe 4 or 5 favorites of Hot Pockets and you guys can choose which one I do next. That'd be kind of fun, actually. Doritos and meatballs. Yeah, I don't know if I could realistically come up with a way to make that appetizing, to be honest. Like, I'm sure you could get creative with it somehow, but I would not feel confident doing that for like my second ever cooking stream. I don't know. But yeah, this is for those that got maybe tuned in late. This is my meatballs and mozzarella interpretation. My favorite Hot Pocket flavor, without the pocket surrounding it. And that's pretty good. Just got here and have watched 5 seconds, but you're here to help. Step 1, air fryer. Step 2, chicken breast was... Okay, sir. This stream is called Clueless Bachelor Cooking. Your first mistake was assuming I have any idea what the fuck I'm doing, okay? So, let me embrace the ghetto, embrace the scuffed. That's the entire point of the stream. Alright. I don't have a fryer, no. Like I said, I cook like 5 dishes in total, ever. You guys are missing the point of what I'm doing here. Seems like I nailed the hot part of it. I've never really had a spicy hot pocket before, so that was definitely a new experience, but not a bad one. When I had when you have the marinara sauce on its own, yeah, ooh, it's hot. But when you sprinkle it over the meatballs and like put the cheese on it, it kind of mellows out a bit, so that makes it fun. Oh. All right. I think we're gonna end it right there, boys. Let's take it back to the stream room to, I guess, like finish this off. All right. Well, there we go. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the cooking stream here. That honestly was really fun. I enjoyed myself, and the fact that I actually ended up making a meal that was halfway decent is a pleasant surprise as well. So I'm not even gonna complain about that part as well. That was a lot of fun. Yeah, I agree, man. Like this is the sort of stuff that I want to do more often. This is the sort of stuff that I'm gonna try to kind of start mixing in more and more frequently, instead of just doing nothing but WoW streams all the time. And I agree, that was enjoyable. And like, if anything, to be honest, sooner than later, I would love a world that exists where I could do just exclusively stuff like this. Not just cooking streams per se, but more just IRL related stuff. More, stuff like the cooking stuff, but also like the stuff that we did before the stream started, or before the cooking stream started, where we just did like the IRL tour of Indianapolis. So, turns out I'm the S fond of classic, not Asmon. I can't do this every day. I've got a few more ideas of fun potential IRL things to do on stream, but at least for now, that was a good start. But we got some more stuff coming, I promise. Maybe probably after the new year more than likely. But if you're bored of WoW like I am, then I don't know. More not WoW content coming soon to you, I guess. There you go. Never forget Salve and the Glizzy in Chicago. Yeah, I was hoping I'd find like some sort of food stand that I could have a hot dog at, because it's kind of become almost a tradition that I eat hot dogs during my IRL streams, but no luck there. What can you do? Anyways, boys, okay. Well, I've somehow avoided this topic all stream. There's no stream tomorrow. So that sucks. Or at the very least, there's no stream at normal time tomorrow. I'll try my best to see if I can squeeze something in maybe at night. I don't have another cooking stream lined up, unfortunately, so I'll just kind of... If we do something at night, I might just have to wing it, but we might just do some comfy halls of stone farming. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But if anything, for sure, I'll be back on Tuesday at normal time, but I'll keep you guys posted on !Discord, place where I post stream news, stream announcements. Anytime I go live, I'll make sure to ping you guys. Place where you can ask me something like, streamer, what dish will you make next? And the answer is, maybe I'll poll you guys on Discord, so that way, whoa, you guys can vote for yourselves. There you go. New TLDR on WoW boredom. I just don't like Wrath so far. That's all it is, dude. I could go into detail, but I've already done that plenty, so I don't know. Anyways, boys, appreciate you guys hanging out. Appreciate you guys keeping chat lively as always. Hopefully you enjoyed the cooking stream. I personally had a lot of fun. I'd love to do that more often, honestly. That was really nice. And if you're NA, have a good rest of the night. If you're EU, have a good rest of the late night, early morning. If you're OC, have a good rest of the, what I assume is close to the afternoon at this point. And I will catch you guys tomorrow. Well, shit. Maybe tomorrow night. I'll let you guys know, but for sure on Tuesday. Bye-bye.